Hi. How you do?
Oh, I'm all right.
How you doing?
Don't forget about me. How you doing, huh?
So I have your whole stream as a window in mind. It's super interesting.
I've got the same.
I want to like read your chat. So small, itty bitty.
There's some real streamception going on here. So hi everybody, welcome to our
Hey
new
guys,
stream.
how you doing?
A stream within a stream within a stream.
Oh man,
Streamos. Oh man, if I am me, who are you? Nebulant with the solid question.
Nice.
who are you? Aww.
Those are the deep questions that we are looking for to have answered.
They are.
Right? So, hi everyone. I'm gonna do my best to give you content that's not scuffed tonight. In fact, let's move this. Huh?
Yeah, mine is already scuffed. I'm like, I hate overlays. I copied my old overlay, which has like black text, and I have a black desk mat. So it's like super dumb. Super dumb.
What has happened? What has happened to my chat window?
Yeah, it's all trash.
Oh my goodness.
Oh well.
It's so pretty.
Oh, okay, that's better. That's definitely better.
Wow.
Enhance.
Welcome to Scufflandia.
Yeah. Totally.
Oh Jesus.
And
Where
scuffed are
everything
you?
is scuffed. We'll make you just a little bit smaller. So there is rip to chat screen. There is a command to who am I hearing? So tonight we're doing a dual stream.
Same on mine. Same on mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's gonna be a delay on the picture, Mineral 4X. It's because someone has a Logitech camera and can't broadcast their video to multiple places at the same time.
Now be
Hey,
nice.
man.
Sorry,
Let's
friend.
not
Be
yell at me,
nice.
okay?
I know. I wish.
Glary bears.
Glary
bears.
All right.
I just wish that,
Let me
you know,
fix that.
it was better.
Let me
Nip
fix
not-
that.
says
it's
pretty
not I
soon
wish
we will
you-
be in stream limbo.
Stream limbo. Ooh, what's that?
Is that better for you, Neb? Is that now? It's a little bit too low, isn't it?
Mineral says you can see the delay on the picture in picture. Josh.
You can see the what? Oh yeah. And there's nothing I can do about it.
Limbo.
It's either that or we just
Limbo,
don't broadcast
limbo.
each other's streams and we just do the multi-box.
The audio. I mean, that's
Yeah.
really easy.
That's probably our best bet, to be totally honest, is to do that.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Figured
yeah.
we'd try it.
No,
you know,
it was a
we
good.
figured we
It was
would
a
try
good.
it.
It was a good. It was a good college
Good
try.
old college effort.
A
Yeah,
for
the college
effort.
try.
It's okay.
Let's move this stuff.
Mine's real easy.
Fix that.
All I have to do is switch over to my normal overlay.
Yeah. Well, your overlay transitions are so cool. I did that too, but
A stinger?
yeah, your stingers are very cool.
Oh, I want to. Yeah, dude, I like it. I like it. Did you? I thought you said when you said I did that too. I thought you were talking about you having stinger now, and I was like, dude, I want to see.
I just swapped over. Oh, now we're all choppy. That's cool. Good job.
Oh,
Ooh.
choppy bears.
We're scuffed, baby.
Yeah, well,
Tell
it
you
happens. What you gonna do?
All right.
Hey, did you get
Can you
anything
talk
cool
about
in the
that
mail?
desk mat for a minute? Never mind.
Oh no, go ahead. Talk about the desk mat first.
What
Jeff,
about what about?
I
desk
love
mat?
your desk mat. It's beautiful.
Oh, the original Godspeed
Yeah.
from Novel Keys,
Mhm.
or maybe this was from Drop. I don't know. Maybe it was Drop X Novel Key. Chewy, I'm glad that you enjoyed the start video.
Yeah, it was pretty great. I got to admit, I really like it. I actually like Bex on Decks too, where it's like a blurred out camera view.
Yeah, that's very cool.
I
It
really
fits the
like
theme
that
very
one.
well.
So Josh
Go ahead.
T-Wheel says, by the way, I'm typing on my girlfriend's tofu you built. I love how smooth it is. Much love. It turned out great.
That's awesome, man. I'm super happy to hear that.
Are you stealing your girlfriend's tofu, T-Wheels?
Yeah, man. Just send a different board. We'll build that one.
He said no. Maybe.
Maybe. Okay,
Also,
so what did you get in the
welcome
mail?
everyone.
Yeah,
Roll
welcome
call.
everyone. All 20 of you.
Yeah.
You have more on your end, I'm sure. But
No, I have like one more than what your number appears.
oh, I know that
Now,
box.
now they say the same amount. You know this box?
I know that box.
Oh, do you? What came in this box?
I bet those are stabilizers.
And here, I'll turn it sideways. I think you guys may have gotten a peek. Dang, I can't get the stabs out without revealing. Okay, stabs. Got them pink, a bunch of them, and them clear ones.
It's umbrellas.
Yeah, clearly it's umbrellas, entire umbrellas, and some Oreos.
Ooh, fun.
Aziz, I'm thinking of going over to the other stream though. What can you offer to make me stay?
Wow.
This is gonna
Far
get
less
really
scuffed
interesting.
than me. You should stay with Josh.
Quick, turn on the microscope.
Brez, I would be remiss if I didn't give a shout out. Thank you for the sub.
I have this view. Aw, there it is.
There it is. No signal.
Look, Chewy followed. Thanks for the follow on
Microscope.
Lane's stream, Chewy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I have that one. So that's the one that keeps people. I think it's the only thing I got to offer apparently. Soon,
I mean, beautiful
TM
to look at.
Chicken Vision.
Chicken vision. Oh, that'll be fun.
Cluck Cam.
Cluck Cam,
or
yeah,
my
yeah.
favorite.
So it sounds
Top
like
Cluck.
less of a ripoff. Top Cluck.
Cluck. Oh my god. I got in this gingham, yo.
Melf, what's up, man? The gingham.
I got in this
Mouth.
gingham,
And
which I'm
Ozzy.
excited about. And so, one cute little touch. So
That
I'll go
is
through
so
all the stuff
pretty.
in this.
That
But
looks
one
so
cute
beautiful.
Look at this.
Oh, it's a little ducky.
Little ducky.
That's so cute.
Little duck.
Dude, that is super cool.
Very
Aw.
cute. Cute town, population us. And I feel like I'm always saying it wrong. Yinkar? Yinkar? What am I supposed to say that?
I don't know. I always say Yankar.
I'm gonna
I'm
fix
probably
this.
wrong.
Yanker.
See, now I have to switch. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I got plushies and
Yeah,
stuff.
there.
Apparently, I'm not that creative, Ozzy. Womp womp. There's also this awesome command if you do the "Who am I hearing?" where you can watch both of us at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah,
You can
there's
watch
three-
both streams at the same time.
Mm-hmm. I've got a lot of diodes and some bump-ons. and
It's that
stuff.
multi-twitch one at the very bottom.
Multi-twitch, dual screen.
All right, that's gonna drive me
Hey.
nuts. Now I gotta fix that.
So basically, you just follow that link at the bottom, and then it's both of us,
Okay.
and we both have the
I
command.
think I've solved my issue.
Oh,
Yeah, DIY kits are always fun. Thank you for appreciating the choice. So tonight, basically, I'm going to build this board Saturday, but there's a lot of work that you have to do to get the PCB ready.
so much.
So that's what I'm going to do tonight.
Through man, solder entire keyboard kits are super involved.
Yeah, look at all this.
It's just a lot of work.
That
Every
is a
time
lot
I
of
do
stuff,
a
man.
corn or corns are especially the worst because there's a bunch of extra parts. But anytime I do that, it's just
Does your
Wanna
corn
rip
fall
my
away
hair
from
out.
you? Or no?
wow, dude. Wow. Yeah.
Y'all
Okay.
on a
So
single.
Away from me.
I will say a lot of complete build kits are not that one, right? They're a bunch of split ergos and stuff like that. And that's
Yeah.
especially hard for me because I don't like ergolinear. I don't like ortholinear, and I don't really like ergo split anything.
Blurgo. Static Age, thanks for the
Come
follow.
on. There we go.
Oh yeah.
On IMURU stream.
All right. So
I feel
great.
like a mod ping pong ball right now, going back and forth between both of these streams.
ping pong.
Oh, Nemelf had fun building theirs today. I'm glad. Did it go well as expected? Oh, there's some kanji on the bottom here. I don't understand.
Ooh.
Who is?
T Wheels made it through to the Think 6.5 V2 LE.
Ooh, nice.
Awesome.
So we are gonna be on my stream rebuilding this Ducky Shine 7, which I'm kind of actually excited to see the Ducky Shine because I have not seen the Shine 7 at all. And there's a video idea that Callan Opes has. I hope I'm not revealing too much. Ooh. Where we
Well,
actually
it's
go
okay.
where we actually go over some OEM boards. We've discussing about that. It's one of our outstanding things. And how do you review or talk about like all of the options in OEM land without talking about a Ducky Shine? And I've not.
It's hard to do, right?
Well, they're just
Ooh,
they're really good for.
I want to do this early because it's so hard to resist the temptation to remove the protection of this piece.
But if you do it and then you put it all up, what are you doing,
it's
man?
Gonna be great. Gonna be great. So Niv, you're asking the Arabic sublegends. Those are from a recent group buy for PBT caps from CRP from Hammerworks.
Oh yeah.
Round 2.2. I got very lucky on extras.
Who runs all the CRP kits? Like where do you always see them?
Folks.
But have you
Different
seen them
folks.
all? Okay. Like, because I
Drops
always
done them. Different other one-offs have done them, and I know that certain other vendors who I won't name have the ability to do them and have chosen not to.
sure. I just have the.
Wani, welcome.
How you doing? Yeah, I just always miss out on the CRP runs for some reason. Like I have yet to actually get in on one.
Wait a minute, Neb, EPBT did an Arabic set?
Did they
You could
really?
track that down.
That's actually kind of cool. I had no idea.
Niv for Arabic, I don't know, but there may or may not be some Arabic sets on the market relatively soon.
So we have a couple of questions on Josh's stream. Well, one comment. Mineral says Leopold is my favorite pre-made. T-Wells is asking which switch is stock on that Ducky.
Which switches? That's a really good question. Let's see if I can feel it out.
There's no way you're getting that right.
No way I'm gonna
Do
get
I-
it right. Ooh.
Oh, I hear a challenge.
MX clear top reds. I'm gonna go with MX clear top reds. I didn't spend a lot of time feeling it either. That's kind of off the cuff. I have not looked. Oh, silent
It took
reds
you guys
maybe?
no time to find that.
Those might be silent reds. Because they look kind of pinkish. Does it say on the
Damn.
box?
Well,
Oh,
I'm gonna buy
just
that.
miss the Daily Clack CRP run.
No, they're reds.
Oh.
Oh man, I got it right.
Nice.
You did?
I did.
Not too
Damn.
bad we didn't bet anything. I would have lost.
I'm not a betting man.
Yeah, I'm not much of a gambler either.
I'm just not. It's never been my thing.
Ooh, let's do this. I'm gonna enjoy this.
What are we?
Nice and slow.
Oh, you're gonna peel it?
removing.
You're doing
Ooh.
peel porn right now,
Slow. Do it slow.
Love
dude.
the
Is
feel.
that safe for work?
I don't know. Is this against Twitch TOS?
I feel like it probably isn't.
No, I'm sure it's not. I'm just messing with you.
This is just me milking.
Milking it for all it can be milked.
Oh, tasty. Doing a little J impression there.
Tasty.
Damn.
Look, I think I have a mixer for that. It's
It would be really interesting if they did Arabic white on black.
White on black is still my favorite of all time. Like
You,
I know that makes me sound boring, and maybe I am. I don't know, but white on
T-Wills,
black
he
is so
did read the
ubiquitous.
box. Sorry.
I did not read the box beforehand. Whatever. I had a board with clear top reds. He's taking over the peel porn. Oh my god, dude.
It's so slow.
Look at
It's
it.
just
Man, you are like,
All
feel
about
like
the
you know what?
patience.
Extend
should
the
be
pleasure,
two.
okay? Extend the
Patience.
pleasure.
should
Patience.
definitely be some Barry White going on in the background here.
I know, right?
You know what? I'm gonna last little bit though.
You're gonna leave the last little bit, is that what you said? Just rip it? Protect that one little
Terrible
corner?
would that be?
Oh,
I keep
man.
dropping. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to duel this.
I'm sorry,
No.
man. I thought it was me that was not seeing you.
No, it's probably me. Everything is still like early days of ghetto ass setup. So
Yeah, you're still figuring it all out. Honestly,
still
dude,
nice
you're
and
kicking
scuffed around
ass.
here.
I love watching.
Nice and scuffed around here.
Somebody said, I think that's called. Clicky Clack says, I think they call that edging.
That's Zor.
That's peel edging.
Zor, Clicky
It's
Clack.
not peel
Idiot.
porn, it's peel edging.
Okay, so first step in our build guide is do all the diodes.
Step 1, diode.
I think you should
Step
put
one.
I think you should put the controller on first, so it's a bitch to do literally every diode.
Yes, and it's built. This is clever. So one thing that I want to point out. It's not hard to remember, but if you've never done a through hole kit before, you know it's always hard to remember which side the diode goes on, because these little diodes here, for anyone that hasn't done a through hole or is forgetful like me, you know, you maybe don't remember which side is square hole and which side is circle hole.
And you shouldn't ever rely on that part.
Yes. So, but on the masking of this kit, please focus. They've got a nice little actual illustration of which way they need to face, which is super clever and cute.
Somebody just said we would be horrible ASMR streamers.
I think we'd be great ASMR streamers.
Well, the problem is that we're trying to fight for. Okay, come on.
Refocus. Talkie bears.
Refocus. Thank you. Good job.
Iowa 501, yes, that is Langolandia. T-Wheels says, tell me why I just found out this tofu has RGB. I don't know.
RGB.
Because it has an aluminum case. You can't see the RGB all the time. You can turn it off.
So I worked for a hotel company, and they had a restaurant concept that they shortened to RGB, and their concept was all about colors and stuff. And it stood for Radisson Grill and Bar, and I was like, "Are you sure you don't mean RBG, Radisson Bar and Grill?" And they're like, "No, it's RGB." I'm like, "Why would you intentionally go the wrong way on that?" Like,
especially when it's already a thing.
It defeats the purpose of. It's just whatever. Anyways, it's fine. It's fine.
It'll be great. It'll be fine.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
I mean,
how's everyone's day?
Yeah, how is everyone today?
How's yours?
You know, it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. I started late because I poured an entire drink on my lap. It was full of ice, so there were giblets that were very frozen.
Ooh.
They were freezy bears.
I was
Frozy bears.
But something other than bears. I was on the line when he did that, and I heard the water tip over. Like I could hear, like I could tell. I was like, it sounds like you just dumped a glass of water over. And he's like, yeah, don't worry though. I caught it with all of me. Didn't get over anything expensive. And I'm just like, ow.
Yeah. So it's a mixed bag, but Zora is asking about my job interview from last Friday. Unfortunately, I got an email 3 days early telling me that they didn't want to hire me. So that was unfortunate.
I will say, at least they were nice enough to tell you.
Yeah, instead of waiting. And in the continuation of the mixed bag, though, I did get to hear from another thing that I've been working on, that I will have a presentation style interview next Wednesday, which
that goes well. I bet.
I mean, I in February spoke in front of 1,500 people, so I'm not too worried about the presentation style, whether it's Zoom or otherwise. But anyways, so again, mixed bag. But I've got some other friends over here saying they had good days, and I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, how's your guys' days on my stream? How are you guys all doing? Hopefully pretty well.
Do you want me to answer what kind of work Jeff does, or Jeff, do you want to answer what kind of work Jeff does?
Well, why don't you take it, Kate, because we do the same work.
That's true. So Jeff and I both we don't work together, but we both are in the same field of e-learning development and instructional design. So Wanda Fanta, thank you for the raid. Also,
thank you.
Re-Ape
Plug
90.
the booty raid.
Thank you.
Fanta Faps plug the booty raid. Oh man.
For the follow. Plug the booty.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Montafanta.
Wow. Melf said, I spent the morning building a gingham and did some yard work in the afternoon, so it was good. How about yours? So Jeff and I both do instructional design, which is basically we make training in a digital format, doing voiceovers and graphics and photo manipulation and all of the things. So yeah,
you kind of have to be a full package.
Yeah, it's you have to have a lot of skills. Yes, you have to have the full package. Le package total.
That's what she said. Oh, that is what she said, though.
That is what she said, though. Oh, so
Really?
anyone that's an Office fan in here, I just yesterday saw someone had taken a screen grab from the rummage sale episode and circled a very interesting item that Michael was trying to sell.
What was he trying to
they
sell?
put as a prop. Michael in the episode of that rummage sale is trying to sell his plasma TV that got hit with the Dundee at the dinner party. It's in the scene. It's incredibly detailed.
I'll tell you what. You guys are gonna hate me. Everyone in my stream, I'm literally about to kill my stream cred forever. No one's ever gonna want to watch me anymore. But I never got into The Office. No, I watched the first 3 episodes of the first season and I couldn't make it through more. So, but everyone has told me that I need to start with the second season and then one day go back. And I have a feeling that they're probably right.
Yeah, season
we
one's
have
hard.
some people say you just have to plow through and The Office is goated. And Nebulant also says, me neither, dude, in response to having not watched it. So I feel like you're not alone.
No, yeah. I know, but everybody does say that specifically, and I'm like, well, maybe I should just go, you know what I mean, and watch that. You know what I mean? Like watch season 2, and then once I'm into it, like go back and watch season 1, or maybe even make it through the whole show and then come back. Even my boss told me that. He's like, no, it's good, I promise.
So, quick heads up for anyone that is newer in the stream or anything. This is a fun way when you've got a lot of diodes to bend. Leave the tape on, and then bend them, and then cut them. Ooh. Because there's a lot of diode legs flipping everywhere.
Yeah, so I have a really cool.
When you need
I know. I have a really cool tool that one of my buddies made me. Shocks. It's like a diode bending jig with like different size inserts for like 4, 5, and 6 millimeter bends.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. He's also made some other cool 3D printed stuff that he's shared like with the Mechs on Deck guys.
Oh yeah. There's like
lube
stations he's done.
Mm-hmm. He's done a lot of really cool stuff.
Neb, don't hate on me, okay? This is my.
We are voiding.
This is my jam.
We are voiding the warranty right here, boys and girls.
Oh,
we are warranty voiders.
Hashtag warranty voided. We have a couple of comments. Feeble Minded says the first season of The Office was tough because they didn't know if they should copy the UK version exactly. Second season, they realized they're their own show. TDH004, I don't really watch TV, so I've barely even seen a full episode at all. I do enjoy the memes. Does that count?
Absolutely.
It counts.
This is the hardcore kind of content we came here for.
Heckin' yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I'm already sweating. Wait until what happens after dark.
That's another show that I haven't watched all of. I have seen a couple episodes though. What happens in the dark?
Oh yeah, we were talking about the same thing.
Oh, okay. I've seen a few episodes of it. I thought it was really cool. The people that I was watching it with were like, this is stupid, we're stopping. And I was like, I'm kind of down to watch a little more. They're like, we're not, go away.
We're not. You can be done. Wow, that's pleasant.
You're bad, sir, and you feel bad, and you should feel bad.
Oh
what they
no!
said.
Yeah, pretty much. I thought it was silly
says,
and funny.
You can get those off of AliExpress as well. The diode jigs. I use 3 or 4 credit cards stacked, and then bend all the legs at once.
Yeah, join my
That'll work.
OnlyFans for after hours to see me spill things on my bits and pieces.
But that's all you do is just spill random things.
I
and
just
it
stand
gets
there fully
weirder and
clothed
weirder.
and pour things on me.
Oh
And for my
man,
Midwest subs, I'd use ranch.
oh, that's terrible, dude.
Oh God.
You know what I don't want
Oh,
all
man.
over all of me? Ranch. Ugh.
You know, I used to work in a Perkins style restaurant.
Oh, yeah?
Perkins. If you're in a place that has Waffle House or Denny's instead,
It's not as good, or is it actually better than Denny's?
Perkins, I would put slightly above Denny's quality. And
Yeah.
this restaurant that I worked at was called Frying Pan, and Frying Pan was slightly lower quality than Denny's. So
Okay, so
we had a
clearly
salad
worse than
bar.
Perkins.
We had a salad bar where we would make in 10-gallon batches ranch,
Oh, dude.
and it was a 6 or 7 day a week prep item. It was always
How many gallons? What?
10
10.
gallons. 10.
Damn.
People-
10 gallons.
Like,
of
how many
ranch.
customers does this place have?
I mean,
Was
it
you
open
count you would count as
24/7?
Covers, right? And so your Sunday you'd have like 2,600 for breakfast, you know, in like a 6 or 7 hour period.
I've
pretty
seen
wild.
people have
Okay.
like soup cup
Yeah.
size bowls of
we used
ranch.
we used to go to high school with a gal who would get a cup of ranch and then some vegetables and then just dip them and then drink when she was done.
Drink it when she was done. Okay,
Yep.
so I like
And she now works for Google.
I like ranch just fine. Like, and I do order ranch like with certain things. And there's like one restaurant that I go to fairly regularly, and I know the people and they're cool, but like I order like a tostada as a salad without the shell and with no beans or rice. So it's basically just a salad with fajitas in it, right?
Yeah.
I order like a fajita tostada, right? And so basically the deal is I don't want them I don't want to just order fajitas because I don't want them to bring them out all sizzling, because that's the most annoying shit in the entire world to me.
Because you can't eat
when
them
they
and burn your face.
no, when they wheel a like sizzling cast
That
iron
bothers
pan
you?
through the entire restaurant, like
I love the things that annoy you.
yeah, it just draws attention to me. Like
Sons of bitches
that asshole
trying to
is
present
making this
your hot ass dish all hot.
It's the same theory as like the whole birthday song thing that they do in restaurants. Yes,
all of us
that.
from you. Happy
yeah,
birthday.
Nebulance got it right. Look at my loud plate. That's what I feel like. Like, why are you calling attention to me with this stupid fucking gimmick, right? Because the deal is they don't make it on that cast iron skillet. What they do is they heat up a cast iron skillet in an induction heater usually, right? Put it on a piece of wood or whatever they're going to carry it out on, and then they slap the thing they already cooked on top of it, and then they pour oil and water mixture on it to make it steam. It's a jerk
Dicks.
move. Don't do it.
It's a jerk move.
Absolute
Okay,
dicks.
good. I'm glad to know that they're jerks for doing that.
Mellow Yellow, this is
You're a-
probably the same asshole that always orders a poo-poo platter. No, so like it irritates me, right? Because I'm like, dude, don't call attention to my whole table. So I like order it as a salad basically. And
Ooh, TDH
then I
has a
get it
good
the way I
one.
want it.
Or
It's
and bear
called
with me a
presentation.
second.
Iwane understands. It's called presentation.
TDH
I bet-
says.
Sorry, go ahead, Kate.
No, it's okay. And bear with me a second. Finish cooking my damn dinner back in the kitchen? Question mark.
Yeah, instead of out
Fair.
here.
It's fair,
Like-
fair point.
Weren't you supposed to finish this back there?
We
You're
actually
the
have a
guy- you're-
keyboard
you're-
question in a second.
Oh, okay.
So Jeff,
You have
go
a
ahead.
keyboard question.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
You guys just seem like the people that are like, this fucking flambe, get this presentation cool ass fiery dessert out of my way.
I mean,
like-
fire is different. The
So
hot
because
cast iron.
there's a flame, it's fine.
Yep.
Well,
Open
yeah.
flame is scarier and therefore more exciting.
Yeah, open flame, way better. Hot plate, meh. I don't want sizzly, burny stuff hitting me.
Okay, you had a keyboard question. in
But
your chat.
fire is awesome. Anyway, Mellow Yellow says, so I haven't really seen another board with dip switches on the back. Is this like a proprietary thing?
Yeah, this is an OEM board, so nobody knows why this Ducky has these stupid dip switches, I'm sure. I'm sure there are different modes, but I don't think it's described. The manual is probably in there, and I can probably figure it out, but as far as I'm concerned, there's no reason to have it.
That's the wrong size diode.
especially with a
Zora,
ducky.
people get very angry about food.
Yes.
I don't get that angry. I
switches
just
are actually
order it
super
different.
common in vintage boards too.
Yeah, they are, and even then, a lot of times, well, so they're really common if you're gonna set it between like AT and ET and ATX or XT. Sorry, XT. Yes.
Yeah.
I was thinking of computers for like PC cases for some reason for a sec. Yeah, so if you're gonna switch it between two different types of output, right? But even then, in a lot of cases, nobody knows why there's so many options. Like, there's 4 bits worth here of choices. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with all those. Remap some keys, Nebulant says, for Topra boards. Okay, that's fair.
Do other OEM boards do that too with the dip switches, or is it just the Ducky one?
No, plenty of OEMs do it, and have for a really, really long time.
Somebody Spartan. Josh just got gas.
Guys, it's the desoldering gonna doom.
No, it's Dune. Okay, the spice must flow.
Spice must flow. I was unaware that we would be transported to Arrakis during our stream, sir.
And
Well.
spicy bears.
House Atreides all day, baby.
Spicy bears.
Spicy bears. Oh, which speaking of, my brother had a fun idea today that I thought would be kind of fun to do. So we have a new segment in Langlandia.
Ooh.
Yes, we have a new segment for those of you that are watching, all 22 of you, and we call it the Hot Take Hideout.
Oh, I love it.
I feel like this could be all day since you're starting this on a dual stream. Like we could just hot
Hottest of hot
take.
takes.
Yeah,
Forever.
So Hot Take Hideout. So today's Hot Take is brought to you by my brother. My camera's off, but I don't care. I feel like sloths are overrated. Okay, why don't people think I'm cute? Why doesn't Kristen Bell cry when I'm brought up? Huh? And that concludes Hot Take Hideout.
You can't do that to me. You can't just end it like that. Okay, fine.
What do you mean I can't do that to you? Girl, I do what I want. I'm an adult. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. Truth. Fear is the mind killer.
Yes. Fear
That's
is
true.
the mind killer. And apparently we have got some of that spice melange going on.
Mellow Yellow says that hot take should have stayed in its hideout.
Oh, well done. Hot Take Hideout.
Dang, dude.
And now some people are dropping some... Is it dropping tea or is it throwing shade? I think it's throwing shade. It's throwing shade. Good
It's
evening,
What up,
spilling
Shocks.
Shocks? How you doing?
Spilling the
Spilling
tea.
tea.
Yeah. Well, spilling tea is when you're gossiping.
Yeah.
Throwing shade is when you're being shady. Like saying, hey, that hot take should have stayed in its hideout.
Wait, that's
Girl.
not. How is that shady?
Well, they're throwing shade at me for having a
Yes.
bad hot take.
Fair enough.
Sloths are moldy jerks. Neb, I knew we were on the
Or-
same wavelength.
Or they just like sloths and disagree with Jeff's opinion of sloth subpar animalness.
That made me. It sounded like you said sleuth there for a second, and an image popped into my mind of a sloth dressed in like a Sherlock Holmes outfit with a fucking magnifying glass up to his eye. The sloth sleuth. Just saying.
Slothy Holmes.
Yeah, slothy Holmes.
The sloth of the Baskervilles.
Oh my god. No, one of my favorite things about this is that sloths do have, they don't know why they poop on the ground.
Yes,
Did you know
quite
this?
indubitably. No,
Like,
I did not know
sloths
this.
do not
I
know
would've
why
thought
they
just
poop
crapped
on the
in a
ground?
tree.
Scientists don't know why, but sloths climb down and poop on the ground and then climb back up.
I bet I know
Do
why.
they like use
They can't
I have
figure
a
it out
circular
because it
logic
completely
answer.
exposes them to predators.
I have a circular
why do they
logic
do it?
answer. Which,
Maybe they don't
because,
like pooping on themselves because they're
because
upside down?
because sloths poop on the ground, other sloths do not want to accidentally poop on their comrades. Therefore, they get on the ground
I don't
to
think they
poop.
give a crap.
No, they do. On the ground.
Yes, quite indubitably. Oh man.
Mellow Yellow, we know. Oh my god, I'm pretty sure it's my spirit animal. I'm pretty sure my spirit animal is a sloth, is what Ozzy put up there.
Nice.
See, that's what I can give you, Ozzy, on my stream. I don't talk shit about slots.
Hey Josh,
T-wheels
what do you
slots.
solder at? What temp do you solder at?
740 Fahrenheit.
Wow, you are a hot baby.
Yep, I
Whitewash,
solder
it's
hot.
always been a pun stream.
But as slow
always.
as my streams are, I need to solder faster, so I solder hot and quickly. I would not recommend 740 for most people starting
and
out,
fast.
though.
No, I solder at 661
Sure.
because
which-
Chewy solders at 660, and I need to be just one more than him.
Dang. That's
So,
rough. Yeah, I would actually say that 680 is a fantastic starting point for most people.
Our thought to Miss Prime, welcome. 661 for the win, says Nebula. And Nebulant uses 350C. So
Neb,
somebody do
that-
the math.
Do that math.
So please do the math for our crazy American brains.
We're so dumb.
Hot.
But Neb is
I mean,
American.
clearly.
He's just refined. So
Well, I mean, he did
That's
just use the word
660F.
indubitably, so
350C
You know.
is 660.
quite.
It's stamped right there. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's a preset
62?
temperature.
662 says Neb.
Okay, maybe.
Two better than you losers. Oh my god.
Wow.
Shots fired. That shade right there.
Yet some
Well,
shade.
You best start soldering at 741 then. Boom.
Whitewash says 623 Kelvin. Oh my.
That's cold.
Yeah.
That
Quite
is
cold. Like, are you using some kind of low melting point solder?
Our thought to Miss Prime asks, I'm just going to be our thought from now on. I'm moving tangerines right now. Do you think it needs some film?
I do.
I am on the fence, honestly. Really tight
they're
switches. I feel like most tight switches don't really need, but I have not actually played with the V2s. I have some, but I haven't really messed with them.
If they're V2, I think films, personally.
But not on V1s?
I don't have them on V1s, and I think they sound great.
Why the
Okay.
difference? Just because, or
Well, they're different housings.
okay.
So the V1s are nylon bottom and the milky top, whereas V2s are, as far as I know, the ultra high molecular weight polyethylene housings top and bottom.
They feel fantastic. I freaking love
They are
them.
good. They feel like a good switch. They're gonna go in this build.
Are they? I'm not sure what I'm saving mine for.
Yeah, the V1s are Gateron, and JWK need films.
Oh, by the
is
way-
JWK the V2 I1A or I1A? Excuse me.
Yeah, I thought it was. Maybe not. No, they say on the top of them something, I think. Hold.
Are you saving them for marriage? Says TDH. Asks.
Look at this, okay? I don't know what I'm saving those for. Or these. Or
You're
I
so
love
damn
that
silly.
tangerine
Or
case.
these.
The little,
Yeah,
the
that was
little case.
clever.
What am I
box that
saving
comes
all
in.
these
That's
for?
so cute.
I1A
dear.
confirms that
Building boards for me.
JWK is V2.
okay.
So, Frillier Freak says, "I'll take those off your hands." I think
Giveaway.
they had a question.
Ozzy
I
says
just
giveaway.
lost it. Hang on.
Oh, that's
Oh,
why.
I
It
thought-
says it's C3 is the brand.
Yeah, they say
but JWK
equals.
is the menu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They feel really good, like the V1s though.
Our thought
Yeah,
has
the
some
V1s sound great. They're in my
gasket
FEM.
films.
How what? What do you say?
Go
How
ahead,
what?
Jeff. Sorry.
Oh, they feel and sound great. That's what I have in my Iron FE. These are the V1s with heavy springs because they're too damn light. But
So our thought says they have some gasket films and wanted to try them out on the V2. They're on the fence as well.
Oh, I haven't tried the gasket films out yet. I did order some.
all right, well, we're making some progress. I've done 20 whole diodes.
Damn.
Like you bent them and put them
We're
in?
it. Yeah, like they're in. They're all in,
Not soldered though.
not soldered. I will
Bendy
solder
bears.
these in though, just so that I can touch them and move on.
We have an idea. You could do a switch giveaway, Josh, or you could dump out all the switches and do a grab bag build.
Oh my god. Just like
That would be
rando?
crazy. Yeah, like
No. No, I'm so
It's
disappointed.
The Handerbite of switches.
Oh no, that's so terrible. I'm so
Terrible.
disappointed with my oh man, my wrecked 1800 is fucking wrecked. I am not
literally?
okay with it. No, I mean, like, it's not damaged unless you consider that it has blueberry switches in it. That it feels damaged to me.
Are you not a fan?
I'm not a fan. I've been trying so hard to just use them, and I do not like them.
I used them for a couple of weeks, and they fall into the category of fine.
No, I compare them to
or
Otemu
meh?
Skies. They're like
Wow, you were throwing some hate right there.
I am. I think they're bad.
I mean, are they as bad as? Never mind. I'm not even gonna go there. Sorry, Jeff.
Topra.
It's okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say Topra, but I wasn't. It was like, no, we crap on them a lot. But
Hi, Laven.
No, I think they're worse. I think they're worse than
Laven
Topra.
Ember. You think they're worse than Topra?
Yeah, I really do not like them.
All right, you know what? I'm going to concede something. I think Topra feels in that fine
Nebulant
range.
says, wow, no, okay, I know Nebulant, you like Topra. And a lot of people
Yeah.
do, and I have to admit that if that many people like Topra, it's good. But I can't imagine that people like blueberries. Do you like blueberries, Nebulant?
he's so mad right now. Oh, geez. Oh, dear.
Wow.
Nebulant's mad at me. Sorry, buddy.
That's some
Not even
serious
I have
shade.
been that egregious. I tell you.
I do not like. Oh, wait, to Topra or to blueberries?
I have opinions.
So, Laven, it's just a choice. You can bend them outward if you want. I bend them inward. It doesn't matter. I'm only bending them so that they stay in place. Because otherwise they would fall out.
I don't bend them.
Because I need to solder them in. You don't bend them?
No.
Well, good for you. I will send you a gold star.
Why did you have to shit on Otemo Skies though? That's just a low blow. So here's the thing. I have a lot of Otemo Skies. And I like, they're amazing if what you want is a very inexpensive switch. They're so inexpensive that if you're like just getting into the hobby and you're like, man, I'm having a really hard time buying in on these Zeals, or like even buying in on creams or something, you're like, I'm just gonna spend not a lot of money on an inexpensive case, an inexpensive PCB, and an inexpensive switch, yada yada yada, and move forward just so you can dip your toe in. Otemu Skies are amazing. Blueberries do not share that. They are more expensive. They do not share that quality, therefore they're worse.
To answer a question in my chat, I will solder first and then clip flush. Is the plan.
Yeah, I think that's the way to do. Solder in, clip flush. Am I talking about regular skies or silent? So first of all, I'll be real clear. I'm talking about the opaque top housing V2.2 non-silenced ones. I have like 300 of them laying around.
Shocks. Surely there are dozens of people who like skies.
Literally tens of them.
Yeah, tens. Whole hobby.
I'll try and show it off when I'm soldering, Laven. They really don't get in the way because you're touching the pad with the heating element and then the solder. So
Apiary likes them.
you can just solder on the outside all the way down. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
So
Apiary likes skies.
Nibulant says they were not what they were advertised. They ended up being more tactile than the menu said, but I appreciate them for not being an HP clone. Skies suck.
Okay, yeah, I can go with that. That's the thing. They weren't advertised as what they were supposed to be. Like the weird double tactility, like it
That is
creeps.
weird.
Like every time I'm typing, like it's throwing me off. I really want to like them. So what I am gonna do is I'm gonna break mine in fully, and then I am going to take them out of that board. I'm gonna lube them and maybe film them, and we're gonna see where we get from there, because they might get a lot better. And people have told me that once they're broken in, they're better. So
Well,
I'm willing to science it out.
I just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Otemu, maker of fine switches that you can purchase.
Oh my gosh.
Not sponsored at all by anybody.
Definitely not ever by Otemu, now that we've said that.
But if you're trying to be cheap, get Milky Gat Yellow and be happy instead of Otemu Sky.
Yes. Irene is
Zor
absolutely correct.
also said he's just angry at a lot of things, and he went off on food a few moments ago at Josh. Feeble-minded is desoldering an Ortho 48 and started before the stream started, and you're already beating him because he's using a solder sucker. Ouch.
Oh yeah. Wait, were we doing
in
a?
the background?
Yeah.
I feel like we should do karaoke.
I feel like I should turn on noise suppression.
So I actually am trying to figure out a good way to do streams where I karaoke.
That would be amazing.
And allow the folks watching to choose the songs. So once I figure that out, I think I'm going to replace one of my like weekly lube builds with a karaoke stream.
I see what you did there.
Maybe I'll lube and sing.
I see what you did
It's
there.
not as awkward.
I see what
So,
you did there,
anyways,
sir.
I think that'll be fun.
A croon and lube stream.
Croonin' and lubin'.
Croonin' and lube.
That just sounds lube. Or lewd.
You could just pick songs off of YouTube because they do some that have the karaoke.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I thought of. I need to do more research on it. I think I know how I want to set it up, but now I need to figure out the technical side of it, like actually on the computer and what does the format look like and how long is it and how drunk do I have to be and all that stuff.
No cheating. He doesn't get to use the one that has the words written on it.
He just has to guess.
He just has to know the song.
Making them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that'll be me working on my improv skills.
Okay, Nebulin says you have to have a Switch collection like this.
And lube 'em and croon.
I think
You
I
need to
do.
have a Switch collection.
I think I do.
Holy
Nebulin.
shit.
I think I actually do. I have a whole box in my garage, like one of those at least, that's full of Switches, just random shit. A lot of like Alps, like simplified whites and just garbage that I won't ever use, but a bunch. I mean, that's
Sell them for way too much.
that's where my Otemo skies are.
Is in that box.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
purgatory.
Yes.
Ozzy has a request for you, Jeff. Keys to the Kingdom by Motorhead.
Oh my god. You know, I'm pretty good at that genre because I have this graveliness to my voice if I do something to it while I'm singing. I don't know how to describe what I do to it, but basically I intentionally add gravel and it seems to work out. I do okay at karaoke.
Oh, Ozzy has a playlist for us. Oh, Jesus. Or,
Sorry.
from the depths of hell.
Yeah, that one.
Sorry,
Mellow
Satan
Yellow.
popped in real quick there.
Sorry, that was a cameo by Satan.
Satan.
Zor, have we talked about that song? So Zor says that I should do The Darkness Is I Believe in a Thing Called Love. Have we talked about that song before, Zor? So for any of you that don't know, I happen to be married, and my go-to song is I Believe in a Thing Called Love by The Darkness.
Is it really?
It is. It's my number one go-to song.
Dude, I want to hear you
And,
sing this.
My wife likes it so much that we only told the DJ of our wedding that it would be the song that played after our first dance. So
Oh my gosh.
the end of our first dance, I pulled a microphone out of my pocket and sang that
Like you
song
do.
to my wife.
Like you fucking do. Okay, I want you guys to see this jank ass solder joint that exists on
Cast
a
iron,
stock
homie, you're
board.
welcome.
What is?
Ooh,
Okay.
you and your microvision.
Microvision.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get you guys a better view by pulling this out.
How does that song Double Vision go? We could make a microvision.
I kind of wanted
hey,
to do a
Ellie, what's
parody. Keep new. Hi.
Yep.
Okay, so
Gingham
that
time.
joint right there.
Ellie.
Yikes! What?
Yeah. Do you see that garbage right there?
I mean,
Look
it
at
is a
this.
machine. It's supposed to be better than that.
It's a machine.
Oh,
It's
hey,
supposed to be considerably better than that
Thank you for the
glob.
follow.
Like, can you even see that that's... There's no way you could tell whether that's a cold joint or not. In fact, from the left side, it looks like it is. You can see a little bit of it peeling up there. Like, or where it bubbles in.
Brez.
Garbage.
is that a mic in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? And my response, it's a mic. I have a song to sing, girl.
Nice.
I can't tell you how long I've been adding girl
That's awesome.
with a U, girl, to the end of my sentences.
Girl.
Jeff, we gotta go pick up the tuxes. Hi, girl. Hi.
I feel you, girl.
Then you should pull one of these out of your pocket.
Nice.
No, that's a desoldering gun.
No, that's why it's so steamy in here.
Oh, jeez. Melio asks, how about a sweet Otemu Sky giveaway since we buy them?
All right. All right, I'm down.
Oh my god.
Sweet Utemu Skies. Why? Because I have them and I want to get rid of them. Okay.
Giving away all these switches. Why? Because fuck you.
Okay.
Giving away all these things I don't care about or recommend anyone use ever.
I would set them on fire if I could.
So for anyone that is in Josh's stream or anyone that's in mine, I wanted to let you know that if you want to talk freely about trash television and drama, you should join my Discord. We have a Drama Mama channel and a role specific to you where we can chat about things like The Bachelor or YouTube makeup tutorial drama.
Yes, makeup guru drama.
Marriage at first sight. Somebody said, let's talk about 90 Day Fiance. Let's talk about
all that is
Marriage
totally
at First
open.
Sight or whatever that show is called. Like, that's such a trash idea.
Or fajitas.
Okay, so here's my question. Have you seen Warrior Nun?
Warrior Nun?
Yeah. You heard me.
That can't be real.
It's a real show,
apparently.
and it's good. I binge watched it. Thank you, Rona. I watched a show I would never have ever watched in my entire life before, and I was like, I'm just gonna binge watch this. It looks fine. So
is
stupid.
it full of drama, or is it just a reality competition?
Oh, it's not a reality at all. Warrior Nun is a drama. Is like it's fiction.
Sorry,
and it's
that's
supernatural.
Not the Drama Mamas then. Sorry.
I know. Well, it's pretty dramatic.
But there is a TV and movies channel, I believe.
Girl, we are talking about drama. Like, why was Nick the worst bachelor ever? Like, that kind of drama.
Real Housewives of whatever.
Potomac has fucking fire, just so we're clear on that. So
I don't know. I really like the Orange County one. That was one of my favorites.
Yeah, thank you, Ellie. Peter was the worst bachelor. Yeah, OC is, it's the OG, right?
OC is the OG.
I mean, I like Tamra's bullshit. Like,
yes, Tamra's always on her bullshit. Always.
Yes, where is Bachelor in Paradise? Daddy Mead. Ugh.
Man, I am so lost with what you guys are talking about.
It's fine.
I feel like I need to catch up.
Sometimes you need a little petty drama in your life, and that's a good way to provide it.
I allow myself to consume trash, and I bet Nebulant is completely checked out right now, and he's like, "You fucking, I can't believe you fucking watch that trash."
Oh, we have a suggestion in Josh's stream, and we also have some comments on Warrior Nun.
Yeah, I saw that.
Melf says, I started watching it after you mentioned it. Ozzy says, best show on TV, Beauty and the Geek. Apparently that's a thing. That must be reality. Golden Brick says Warrior Nun has like 3 episodes where absolutely nothing happens except whining.
That's true.
Sounds like drama.
Or Arthot says, wait, please watch Indian matchmaking. That's the real tea.
Indian matchmaking. I want to see this.
Noted.
I totally want to watch this now.
Bollywood for the win. I was told Warrior Nun took 6 episodes to get good, but the friend who said that has shit opinions 99% of the time. OCOG, when is the group by? Nice. No KB. Like it.
Listen, you know what? Neb brings up a good point that the keyboard community has plenty of drama to keep us entertained for a lot of times.
This is also true.
Which is absolutely true.
Like when I talk shit about Otemu Skies.
Yes. Okay, so we've got all of our lovely diodes in place here, and we're going to solder them in. So.
Ozzy, this channel could almost be called Beauty and the Geek, not saying who's who. Aw. Yeah, I know. Lang's the beauty. We're the geeks.
Oh, you lovely bastard.
Thank you for that follow, TDH004.
5 gift
and
subs for
Nosferatu 2. Nosferatu 2.
I have so many hearts for you.
Hearts all around.
So many people followed.
Hearts all around. Subby Bears.
Subby Bears?
Yep, I
Subby
recorded
Bears.
that audio just for you guys.
Nice.
Nice.
So apparently Heron Bob is getting after you now, Yuru. Josh.
No.
Oh,
I
is
don't know
he?
what that means, but okay.
Uh-oh.
Uru.
What's
Uh-oh.
the Keeb drama this week?
Ooh, that would be Alter, but now it's already fixed, so drama's already gone.
Drama
Aw.
done. Also, I like that guy's name, Paul, actually, Heroin Bob, right? He's nice. He's a nice dude.
Yeah.
And like, I love what he does, but I totally moved from the realm of like, I want to build inexpensive boards to I want ultra premium high end boards. So the first board I ever built for myself was like a KBD 75, and I really liked it, and it used Otemu Skies, and I was totally okay with it. And then I tried Zeals, and I was like, done.
One of these things is not like the other. One of these things is bad.
Yep. And then I was like, I'm done.
Oh yeah,
And
the
it should
invert
feel
needs to
bad.
drop stem drama. Poor Krellbit has had a week, dude. I feel bad
dude,
for Brian.
do talk about that because
Wait, Krail had a bad week?
I'm
What's
not
up?
up on all this drama right now.
Well, so we'll do with the one that is now solved, so that I'm not worried about it. But,
Okay.
Alter just flat out made the alphas in the wrong color. Like
Oof.
Oopsie.
they made them in
Whoopsie
what
doodle.
appears to be the mod color, which is a mild oopsie. So they're remaking all of those kits, which will be probably the record breaker for the biggest fix kit in the community, which is interesting. But then also, you know, he had, as far as I understand, Trelbit had this deal with Inver to sell their ultra high molecular weight polyethylene stems, the Oompa Loompa stems.
Yeah.
And they popped up on drop this week, and he was like, "I'm no longer carrying Inver products anymore. Sorry." So it was
Wow.
like a whole thing. I don't quite
He had
know
set
what's
up like
going on there.
exclusivity deal with it or something.
Well, I don't know if he did because
Nebulent
I mean-
posted a link to something.
yeah, which I haven't looked at yet. Let me do that without burning everything on planet Earth.
Do you want me to read it or do you want to keep explaining?
Yup. Okay, so you go ahead and read it.
Okay.
Yeah, please do.
So the link that Nebulent sent is, good day, everyone. As you can see, the ultra high molecular weight polyethylene stems are now available here on drop for their first run. I hope that when you receive them, you are as happy with them as I am. For the record, Inver ultra high molecular weight polyethylene stems are my product. In bold. I have personally reached out to the vendors that carried the previous iterations of the stem to see if they would be interested in selling the new and revised version. However, due to projected order numbers and logistics of running a large sale, I saw fit to launch them on drop based on a timeline that I saw best to get them ready for the community as early as possible. I definitely made some mistakes with lack of communication with my previous vendors. I've attempted to make amends to the best of my ability with those affected. The molds for the V2 stems were developed by me with cooperation with manufacturer. I am the sole owner of the molds. I have paid for the molds to be made out of my own expense. At no point were there any previous agreements with any parties for exclusivity nor development. There were discussions, however, this did not eventuate. If you want to discuss anything, reply to this post and I will do my best to answer. Best regards, Sisby.
Oh, well, that sure is a bit of a wrinkle, isn't it? Well,
Feedback, response, thoughts.
so, I wonder if this has anything to do with the fact that Krellbit Brian, I'll refer to him as Brian,
Yeah.
limits to 50 orders a day so that he's not backed up and people aren't waiting for their orders a bunch. I wonder if that has anything to do with it. And I'm not going to sit here and conjecture. I just, obviously, if there was a handshake
So
deal,
the-
that sucks. But
The problem isn't so Mineral 4X said he didn't tell Krail that he was in discussions with Drop. They just I think you mean he didn't tell Inuvir that he was in discussions with Drop, right? But here's the deal. He should never need to tell Drop anything at all, if he owns the molds, Invir should never be making those things without his permission, with his molds. For someone else. Not with his molds. But this is what you get when you go have things manufactured in China. I'm not going to hate on all Chinese goods or manufacturing in China. We get great products from China, but the problem is
stuff that comes from there, let's be honest.
your IP is not your IP anymore once you have it made in China.
Fuck about IP there.
Nope.
So if you want to protect intellectual property, then you do not have stuff made in China. The end. Like that's the way.
Lesson, folks, get it on paper. There was another comment. Thank you, Nebulant. Zisby approached Drop to sell them, not Invir.
He says no. Invir owns the molds. He was sending V2 prototypes to Krillbit for
Zisby
feedback.
is Invir. Okay.
Yeah, Zisby is Invir. Yep. They also cut out one up.
Oh, Zisby said that. Okay.
So it wasn't just Krillbit. Wow, this is some juicy tea.
Got it. Okay, now I fully understood. Yeah,
well,
he's the owner.
So Laven Ember is bringing up a good question here about splitting hairs on MX style stems. So they mistakenly allowed their patent to expire. So clones of MX switches are totally free and allowed to be made.
Yeah.
The trouble comes when you have a situation like with Zeal, where a different manufacturer was making literal one-to-one remakes and putting Gateron's name on it, even though they weren't Gateron switches. So that's where you have
even if they were Gateron switches, they're being sold as Zeal. That's a problem, right? Because that's actually a knockoff. That's a different thing than having the rights to something, manufacturing something in good faith that you're telling the truth what it is, right? But it being someone else's property. Now, in this case, law says that that's his product, Zisby's or Invir, right? So if he if he had those molds produced and they're his, he gets to sell that to whoever he wants, unless he has some kind of exclusivity contract with. Now, I'm not saying I think it's necessarily right? If he had already discussed with the other vendors, running through them, and then everybody just finding out because he dropped it on drop, right? That kind of sucks. Like you should be telling business partners what your plan of action is as it's related to products that they're going to carry, especially in our small community, right? Because people go out on a limb to like make sure that they have funds available or whatever to do a big buy like that, so that they can they can market them to the retail audience.
Apparently,
and then
OneUp got screwed too. OneUp keywords.
Yeah, so bad on him for not talking to anybody. But in terms of like property and ownership, if that's the case, if he owns the molds and he didn't have any kind of exclusivity deal with anybody, they're his.
Yep.
But I think running things through drop is kind of a mistake too, personally, at this point.
I mean,
I actually don't want to see more people run things through drop, because drop has also so here's my qualm with it, right? Drop has absolutely been like, oh, we're gonna, we own the rights to this thing because we had it manufactured first, even though a designer was like, I designed this thing and I want to run it through you. And then they're just like, yeah, but we're gonna make more of it. And in my mind, that's a bad business partner, right?
Well, and there was some fuckery with Susu Atari too, right?
Yeah, well, you mean that I got it a year after it was supposed to be in my hands?
No,
I
mean that he didn't sign off on his design. They said, we're fucking running it. It's good enough.
Yeah.
Sure. All like the thing that happened with Kono and Shoko round 2.
Nick Holster, thank you for the follow.
Again,
they backed off though.
To
and they were like,
point about get it in writing, kids.
Of course.
They did back off. So to Kono's credit, they made a misstep, but they have corrected it.
They corrected it. I'm actually cool with them now. I mean, I have issues with their promised timelines and then their actual deliveries. I feel like by now they know that it's going to be 2 months later than their original estimate. So just say that. And then if you deliver early, everybody wins. But
Josie.
Rufus.dev, did you catch that one, Ling?
I didn't.
Thank you for the follow on Jeff's stream.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm sorry. There's just so much going on right now. I'm not used to this, guys. I'm figuring this out. Thank you for the follows. Thank you. I appreciate it very much.
Yeah. Pat is juice box. Yes.
Pat is the juice box.
I know. Pat is the juice box. Yes, we are desoldering all these switches off the Ducky to put on the GAT yellows.
Okay,
Wonderful.
So you've soldered all the one
GAT
side.
yellows.
Now we're gonna solder this side.
So I1A says, but basically the issue appears to be is we didn't communicate with Curlbit and one up about these coming to drop first after being in discussion with him until 12 hours before the drop went live.
Yikes.
And that's the oopsie.
Oh, see that's so that's like disingenuous behavior. It's not just miscommunication, right? Like you
Yeah,
were talking
that's
about
kinda
running them
shady.
through them without them having any idea that they were running somewhere else.
That's a yikes.
Like if they believed that it was like, hey, we might be able to exclusively work this out, and you never explain that to them, that's kind of shitty.
That's pretty shit. Well, I came onto a full party discussion. Sapphire, hello.
Hi,
Thank
Sapphire.
you for joining. Yeah, today we are doing a co-stream with our friends over at I Am Me, You Are You, and this is Tiny Shiny Crumb, who's a mod
That's
on
me.
both channels, and her name is Kate.
Hi.
And we are combined Calanopes.
With our powers
Our powers
combined, we are
combined.
Calanopes. Or you do it. You do it. You got a deeper voice.
Our powers
Calanopes.
combined to form Cal and Opes. Man,
Jesus Christ.
Jesus, that fucking demon one is just too much for me.
All right, I'll
Which, by the way,
I'll make
I
it
have
less
a command
demony.
in my channel now. If
You have a
anyone
what?
needs a link, I have a command in my channel now. If anyone needs a link,
Calpton Planos. No KB. Calpton Planopes.
just a PC
What?
modder. What are you modding anything today, Sapphire?
Can you go from demon to
Give me those
sexy?
commands.
Can you go from demon to
When
sexy?
I turn demon off, baby, that's all I am.
Oh, okay. So, what's that movie? You guys know about that movie? Did you ever watch Family Ties?
Yeah.
Okay, so Nick, I forget the name, the actor's name, but Nick from Family Ties. He was in a movie, and How Did This Get Made? Just did a recent episode on My Demon Lover.
Okay.
Never
where
heard
he,
or
every,
seen.
and I'm not kidding. Every time Nick from Family Ties gets horny in the movie, he turns into a demon, like a literal demon. He's possessed by a literal demon. Oh,
Weird.
Sapphire, that is a
Zeus the
desoldering
newbie.
station.
Thanks for
so
following.
it should be done soon. So hopefully the farting will discontinue soonish.
Zeus the newbie, thanks for the
All right,
follow.
I'll mute my
Flasion,
mic
hi
for a sec.
friend.
Huh? What's up?
Oh, Josh is muting
he's
for a
muting.
second while he's
I was gonna
finishing,
mute because I have like one
it's so
row and I've just been
loud.
lagging, so I'll just handle it.
Okay, love you.
Hearts.
Love you too.
Many hearts. So yeah, thanks for joining.
BBB, hi friend.
No, you haven't lost your hearing.
Fellow
not,
Keepniks.
not again.
Boopy
I
bep.
have Boopy bep. I have quite the hearing loss, so I understand that concern. It's like you're worried
it's
something's going
kind of
wrong.
a side effect of working with sound and music is you do lose some of your hearing, which is
Well, and I have
unfortunate.
massive scarring from when I was a kid, so that also
No.
helps.
Bummer.
Thank you for the link, Neb.
Thank you, Neb. Thank you.
I can't wait until it's safe to visit
Thank you, Neb.
people again, because I want to give so many people giant fucking hugs for all this lovely support. Neb, you're very useful and a good friend.
Neb, you're great.
You are.
Both things.
Yes, Flasian, you have the full complement of the Callan crew today.
I know, right? It's kind of
Full
crazy.
compliment.
Also, to what you said
Bear
earlier,
hugs.
I
Absolutely,
love
bear
meeting
hugs.
viewers and people that I like just know by random name on the internet, like in person at meetups. It's freaking amazing.
Yes.
They're
I
like, "Oh,
can't
I'm this
wait.
person," and I'm like, "Seriously? How's it going, man? So nice to meet you."
Aw, huggy bears.
Huggy
Huggy bears. Aw.
Honestly, I really am looking forward to KeyCon, but at the same time, I'm really skeptical as to whether or not it's going to happen.
Yeah, I am too. I don't think it's wise for me to go to KeyCon.
I don't
with
think
the
so
family.
either.
As much as I want to, and
I know.
my heart yearns for it.
Well, and it's just nice to be able to see people. Like, when can we do meetups again? It's really nice to see all the friends
you-
that we've made, you know?
you can't hear music right anymore, and that's sad. That is sad. I mourn music for you.
Oh, Sapphire, that's terrible.
Oh, yikes, that's terrible.
My hearing
I'm
loss
sending some hearts and hugs to you.
is all from it. Oh,
Real.
what? No, what happened?
Do you want me to
some
read
trouble?
that?
Some trouble passed, and
I'll open it up wider and read it. I want to know what he had to say.
Well,
Sorry, man.
Sapphire has lost some hearing because of some bullshit that her dad did to her. So
That's
fuck
terrible.
that noise.
It's fine to read it. Are you sure?
Hey, I'm really sorry to hear that. No, I read it. I'm sorry to hear that, Sapphire. I just read that. That's really sad.
Well, here's the deal. You are welcome here, and we're not going to behave like that. So
We will not. Unequivocally.
And plus, I know that we're just random strangers, but one thing, and Minterly and Alex did a wonderful stream to raise a bunch of money for mental health charities, but
Which is amazing.
It was great, by the way.
It was very good. Everyone needs to talk sometimes, right? So if you're feeling down, if you're comfortable talking to anyone here, please, we're happy if you want to talk about something, or if you just want to chat, if you're feeling down, and that goes for everyone.
We
in both
really
chats,
are. And it doesn't
Pop
have to
in
be in
Discords
chat if you don't
whenever
want
you
it to be.
Yeah, we can do.
Yeah,
We can
pop in
do
our Discords.
video. We can do whatever.
PM,
So
whatevs.
there's no sense in having community if you're never going to use it,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
So
Otherwise, you're just a poser, I guess. Like you're just here to pretend like you have that thing. No, I mean that's like
so
a thing.
yeah, no, I agree.
Like that's like a lot of people are like, yeah, the community's great, but like you got to be a
then
community
you're not around
community
for
member,
anyone. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So there's some questions in Josh's stream. KeyCon is in September. Yes, it is in September. It's slated to be September 20th.
It is.
And
As of now.
yes, there is a mechanical KeyCon. There are also a ton of meetups, or there were prior to the Rona. There was one in New Zealand, I believe, recently. There
Yes,
was a
but they have
keyboard
like
meetup.
literally 0 cases. So
Yeah,
were
they
safe.
figured out.
Yeah, they had
thing.
one for a while.
Oh,
Is that guy
Panda, I
finally
don't have a
cured?
crotch cam yet, but I'll get one.
Crotch cam.
Here for the
Please,
crotch
please,
cam. Oh
please
my.
no. Please no.
I'm pretty sure that would violate TOS.
I mean,
if you have your pants on and you're just dumping stuff on it, is it still a violation?
yeah, I
you
think
know-
if you're just showing your crotch, I think that's a lewd conduct.
Well, no. So what we'll do is we'll have the big camera show the business area, right, and then we'll have face cam for reaction, right?
Nebulant, thank you for linking the 2019 and 2018 NorCal albums. That's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Neb's a boss.
Yeah.
Neb, I'm always interested that you
Sure.
you have the NorCal ones. Are you able to get to the NorCal meetups, being literally all the way across the country? Sorry, doxed.
I was at both of these.
Yay.
They were good.
Oh, you used to live in San Clemente. Okay, I didn't know that. Oh,
Monster Leg feels real sad for the US. Yeah, we kind of screwed ourselves. Real good.
listen, we just need to.
No joke.
Yeah, we need to admit the fact that we're very fucked.
Oh,
No,
so
so
fucked.
we need
like
to.
1,000,000%.
So what we actually need is for our leadership to stop quibbling and being a bunch of completely unreasonable human beings and band together and make decisions representing what we, the people, need.
I think
T-Wheels, you heard Sacramento.
and without getting. Oh yeah. So.
Oh no, I'm
one
not
of-
going to get shitty political about anyone in particular. What I mean is in general, leadership. Just in general,
Oh.
right?
Zor, we're gonna. You know what? I'm gonna set this up. I'm gonna do this right now. This is the genesis of this. Maybe next Tuesday or the Tuesday after, instead of a normal stream, we're gonna do a meetup stream. I'm gonna plan it out. Where
yay.
we're gonna do a stream
I'm
where
down.
we just bring people and we share screens and we do a rotation, right?
What day?
Where I'm gonna try for a Tuesday
I'm so
or
down.
Wednesday, whatever works. But that way we can do like 4 or 5 people at a time, and then we can just swap people in and have chats and have drinks, and it can be a party. Let's fucking do that
Next
in
week,
lieu
right?
of- yeah. Or
Let's do Wednesday.
Let's plan.
I think that would be fabulous.
Let's try the 5th, simply because that would give
I'll write it
a little
down.
time for setup and for
Yeah.
getting the word
Okay.
out.
Well, and
I'll
then
try
we can
Wednesday the
also
5th.
work on the in camera overlays and things.
Yeah.
Hooligan 605, the extra voices. I am the mod for you are using Tiny Shiny Crumb, and we are also dual streaming with Mr. Langolandia over on his stream right now, and I will
And me.
post
Nice.
and Josh, I am me, you are you,
Well-
and I will post the link to the dual Twitch stream so everybody can watch both at the same time and hear all of our voices in your head all the time.
Yes, please.
Yes, Nev.
Watch us
please
both.
lay out all of your collection when we do that.
Don't do that. That's gonna be so much.
Yeah,
Should
but I mean, it's his time, right?
Oh no.
You know, if you're in the, if
It's
you're
his time we're
swapped in-
wasting. Oh.
Brez, 3 streams going. Oh my god.
Damn.
That's rough, man.
Oh my god, impressive.
Are you listening to all 3? Because that's hardcore.
It's in your head.
I wish that Twitch gave the option to upload the audio as multiple tracks so that people could mute my music and hear the voice. You know what I mean? Like if they wanted to listen to multiple streams, because I do that, and I'm like, man, if there weren't music on both of these streams, this would be awesome.
Yeah. Hopefully my jazz is quite unobtrusive.
Quite indubitably.
Yes, well, for those of you we have a gentleman named Reginald.
Reginald.
Yeah, next time we do this dual stream thing, we'll have to think ahead a little bit and use the same music track.
Okay. Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
play
all
the
the
music
partners can do
through
that.
the Discord. No, we'll play the music
No,
through the
no, no, no.
Discord,
Oh yeah, that's smart.
and then we'll hear it. I used to have a Discord bot set up to do that. We could pretty easily, I think, set that up.
Yeah,
Opsec
we can figure it
Panda,
out.
wait, can't streamers do a squad stream where we actually see all of you in one window?
Yeah, so
Partners
so
can do
partners
that.
can do that
Yeah. So
with other partners.
well, you guys apparently need to be partners then.
Yeah, I need 75 average viewers.
For a month. So
Hetero life mates. There you go.
I could probably actually do that if I did a few giveaways and I only did my Sunday stream for a month.
Sapphire, I'm gonna hit you up after this. I think it would be fun
Probably.
to join if you'd have me. I obviously don't have enough Discords, so I need to join another one.
Wow. James William Bottomtooth
James
the
William
third.
Bottomtooth the third. Listen, this is the stuff that takes forever on this build. That's why I'm doing it in two streams, because golly geez, if I tried to do all this at once, I probably would just go nuts. And I'm also being super cautious doing these flush cutters because I loathe all of these little metal bits everywhere, you know?
Yeah, and you can scratch the PCB pretty easily with them, like ruin a trace or something.
Yep.
So like I've seen people do that and send me stuff, and I'm like, man, that sucks. Trace repair.
Are you good at trace repair? I haven't been terribly versed in it before.
So there's a couple different schools of thought in trace repair, right? I've done both. You can jump with a wire,
Which I've done.
like between pads, or you
Yep.
can actually use like a razor or something to scratch more of the trace off, so you have enough length to run a single strand of wire across where the trace is and do that. And I've done both. I used to do the latter a bunch when I worked at a place where I was soldering all the time, a real long time ago, like right out of high school.
Yeah.
But I haven't really done much of that since I've been in Keeps because jumping is so easy.
Yeah, jumping is stupid easy.
So there's like no reason not to. You know what I mean?
Iwani's asking, is this your gingham or for someone else?
Nope, this is mine. I bought this for me, and you know what? I'm very likely to give it away at some point. So
Man,
I don't know when, but I'm likely to.
That reminds me of a thing you told me about a board that you have that you might be willing to get rid of one day, or to not get rid of, but you know, to
Yeah, depends on
I
what I
know.
can get for it
I know.
and how long I remain unemployed.
I'm pretty down, but I'm not down because I want to take advantage of your unemployment.
No, I'm not.
Down.
Man.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Yeah. I was like,
We're talking about secrets and things.
I'm just saying.
Secrets are no fun. Secrets
Secrets
hurt
hurt
someone.
someone.
So oh God. Wow. Okay. I love hanging out with you guys. I'm just gonna say. So you guys are the best. Love you, bears.
Aw, love you, bears. Love you, bears back to everyone.
Neb, I feel you, man. I'm sorry that you have to delve into your collection to do that too, man.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's sad.
Are you serious, man?
I'm sorry, you guys.
He knows that feel.
I'm not. Yeah, that's rough, man.
Oh, I should probably
Hooligan-
request my unemployment payment for this week. Jesus Christ. Would be smart.
Request it.
Hooligan says, man, if this is how the night is going to go, I'm going to need more whiskey. That's fair.
That's totally
Yep.
fair.
A little bit of drinky bears.
Drinky
Well-
bears.
Get a little tipsy bears.
Tipsy bears.
No big deal.
Yep.
We're just doing some snippy bears, and then we're gonna move on to learning how to solder other things.
Soldery bears.
Also, yep, solder bears. Also, ooh, I'm getting a little echo. Just so that, excuse me, just so that everyone's aware, I'm not gonna put the actual connector on tonight. I have a new flux pen coming that I'm gonna wait for to do that.
Go
So,
flex yourself.
go
flex
flux.
To the
yourself.
flux capacitor. Ah.
Hey, we traveling
What kind of
to
pen?
town.
What kind of pen did you get, if you don't mind me asking? What kind of flexi?
I think it's a Kester pen.
Oh yeah. This is
Yeah.
the one that I prefer from them for the pens. This is Kester 186.
Yep, it's the exact same one.
Seems to be pretty good. It's the most common
exactly what I
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool,
Which
man.
is why I purchased it. The most common one I assumed would be
Yeah.
wide.
It's fantastic. Totally fantastic.
We have a question in Josh's stream. Monster Leg asks, what material is that plate, Josh?
Steel.
Is it
Listen,
really steel?
Yep, it's steel. Oh, for sure.
Sapphire, I got to give you
Here,
some
watch.
respect for the willpower to not get drunky bears with work tomorrow. Know your limits. Make good decisions.
It's definitely steel.
Oh, wow. It's.
Oh,
Do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
Magnets, how do those work? Okay. Magic.
Ooh. Oh, magnets.
Most OEM boards, almost all OEM boards, have a steel, and they use a bender to actually press break the ends to make this little curve to make them even more rigid, because they don't have crazy solid aluminum cases like basically everything else we build. This is
Steel's
plastic bottom
real.
case, so they want to make it. They want to make it
Asks
more
one
rigid.
time.
so that there's less flex, so that it feels more premium.
Yeah, you should do this every time.
Josh says,
Josh,
"I didn't
you
think it
are
was
a wizard."
magnets. It's gravity," and Josh is
What?
just sideways.
Okay, so now I'm very interested. I have two questions for Sapphire, who's in my chat. One, what are you looking in terms of building your PC? And question two, you're gonna have to give me some context for what a Rockler blade is and why you're in front of 3 giant ovens.
Also, yes, same questions.
Because
Can you
that
guys read
sounds
them aloud on
wicked
my
cool.
stream? Because I want to hear.
Yes, please.
Do you want me to?
Yeah, do it.
Okay, so Sapphire Link says, I might have shot myself in the foot with this PC build. I'd delve into vodka, but I have to work tomorrow, and I work with a Rockler blade in front of 3 giant ovens. I'm liable to hurt myself.
A Rockler blade.
Now, what is that?
I feel like I know what that is, but
Okay, so now I'm concerned because I need 10k ohm resistors. There's 3 of them. So by way of elimination. Oh no. Okay. There are 2 that
Oh dear.
look identical, but very likely are not.
How do we figure this mystery out? Guys, we've got a mystery on our hands.
I need a 10k
so
and a 1.5k.
so did you guys see that there's Monster Leg asks, did you see the JO1 Rev 1C
There's a PDF guide, Jeff.
And
There is a PDF guide, but it's not. Oh, there we go. Okay.
I want to know what your thoughts are on the JO1 Rev 1.
Mine?
Yeah.
Can all right, I'll answer before I start looking at this. I genuinely think it's going to be an incredible keyboard.
I do too.
Because when he was illustrating how the gaskets work, right? So the gaskets themselves, they go around the edge of the case, right? So they go around the edge of the bottom of the case.
Yeah.
But there is a little overhang on on the actual gasket itself, and the plate sits on the overhang. So it's not only gasket, but there's this weird kind of no true solid support. Number one, I think it's wild, and number two, it's like the updated layout. You know, the slightly update. Like I just think the whole thing is gonna be incredible. So.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, I have a J01, and I'm like, I need to get a J01 Rev 1. Like, that's pretty much how I feel about it. That's pretty much how I feel about it. And it's crazy because the board doesn't actually get that much use from me. Like, I use it very little, but I love it. When I do use it, it makes me very happy.
You can use one. And Shock suggested using a multimeter or Google color codes to check the diodes.
Yeah, so they've got a list of the color codes right here, and the 1.5Ks have brown, green, black, brown, brown. So
Apparently,
this is, these are the 1.5s, and these must
Were they
be
not
the
labeled in the kit, or did you take them out?
I mean, the guide has them. So this is brown, black, red, brown. Oh my god.
I just heard you like,
says,
oh no.
I hear you mean we might be getting new gaskets.
That's that.
I'm down.
Yeah, I think that's the gal right there. Because there's, yep.
Monster Leg is asking for some microvision on the lubing of the stabs. So
Well, I will show them to you. I will give you the
Alright,
microvision in just a minute.
I think I've selected the correct ones. We are gonna find out.
It's about to get spicy in here if it
About to
doesn't.
get spicy. Okay, and those go on R4, R5, and R6, which are labeled.
R4.
Sapphire Link says, I work at a pizza place. A rockler blade is essentially a giant knife in
That
the shape of a
rolly
semicircle.
one. Yeah, okay.
And it rocks back and forth, pivoting in the center. If I'm tipsy or drunk, I can potentially hurt someone else or myself simply dropping or swinging it. I've nearly cut my boss while I was sober. Damn. It's like one of those old school paper cutters that looks like a weapon.
Well, you look at your boss and you're like, you deserve that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Pay me more or else.
Pay me more money.
You should treat us better. We
Well,
carry
yeah,
I think
blades.
it's a true thing of most all employees in all work. Like, they need to be treated better. Like,
Also, they're asking for you to lube nice and slow, Josh, under microvision.
So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
get it-
lube under
get it real
microvision,
slow.
but this
Get-
is I'm doing this space bar because this
Get
is
it in
from a
there
different
real nice
set.
and slow.
The wire and stuff.
Plug
Like,
the butt nice and slow.
okay.
Per chat.
Yep.
All right,
Don't
all right.
forget the butt part. Yeah.
Plug
AKA a
the butt.
handheld round guillotine. Yes.
A handheld, yeah, semicircular
Okay.
guillotine.
Now, where's R5 and R6?
Okay, we're gonna do
There.
microvision in
Okay.
just a second.
Okay.
Should I do
Jeff,
the
your stream's
explanation
getting
of
a little
everything we're
dark.
doing?
Is my stream getting dark?
No, I mean like the chat. Sorry, not the actual
you
video.
could usurp him if killed.
Damn.
Oh.
Dang.
Some pizza murder in the
So I know
Pizza
there's a
Hut
lot
Express.
of very. So this might actually help with an interesting conversation that I've always kind of wondered, but I've never remembered to look. So there's a lot of really interesting names for the murder of other people, right? Like if you murder your brother, it's fratricide, right? If
Yeah.
you know, like, and just the murdering of people in general is homicide. There's a bunch of different names, right? What would the murdering
Of a boss
your
be?
boss be? Would that be the same as like murdering the king because they're like an
Regicide?
authority figure,
Righteous?
like regicide?
If they're an asshole.
Is killing a frat brother fratricide? All right, Panda. All right.
I see what you did there.
Well done. Bostricide.
Bostricide.
Employericide.
Oh, there's a
Employericide.
list of types of killing.
Oh, see, this is, you come here for the memes and you get real answers, ladies and
Booby
gents.
bossicide.
Oh,
Like a bossicide.
so avunculicide is killing of your uncle.
What the hell?
Familicide is killing your family.
Like
Multiple
all of them?
victim homicide, killing your spouse and children.
Oh my gosh. Yikes.
What the fuck?
I love
What
that.
have I done?
Yeah, guys. Like this one time recently on my stream, we did make up poetry and read it. I think that
was
this
great.
is way more intense. I'm just
This
saying.
is way more intense. I'm trying to find. Look, usually it looks like the only like actual names
cut
for
out.
things is like family. Oh wait, no, this is killing of family. Sorry, I wrong
There's
list.
probably a subsection.
There's a subsection of killing of others.
Oh,
Man,
of course.
how we got here, you guys?
I
Maybe
don't.
look up the
Why did
weirdest
we make
shit.
up? Why did we make up words for these? Like they became
'Cause why
common
not?
enough for the dictionary to
I'm
start
sure
putting
it was-
them in there.
Also, killing of
Micromanage
one's
aside.
sister, sororicide.
Just-
Yeah, smell yellow winds. I don't care what it is.
100% sure that these exist for legal persecution purposes or
I
prosecution purposes.
probably, and that's probably why they're all.
but I mean, if it was justified, it might just be persecution. I'm just saying.
Democide or policide, populicide is murder of any person or people by a government. Keep
Yeah,
that one in mind.
not just
We're gonna
genocide,
need that
but
one.
oh,
Okay, so to
Daddy
answer
bears.
the PC building question and get us out of this craziness, she is building
Thank
a
you.
PC that supports 3D printing, 3D rendering, gaming, streaming, video editing, and music making. And the max board memory is 128 gigs of RAM. God fucking damn!
I have this system that I'm using right here is 64.
Wow. I'll send you an extra gold star.
No, I mean,
that's
it's
a big
just-
number. Okay,
it's a
that's an extra
beast.
big number.
But like, well, so when I built this system, I was doing a bunch of Photoshop work because I was doing so I was rendering and I was working with a bunch of astrophotography, right? Like, so I was taking a bunch of astrophotography photos, and astro photos are like way baked to get the colors out. Not like you're adding stuff in, but like you're tweaking things and you're taking many shots, usually, at least the type that I was doing, and you're like actually lining them up so that all the stars are over each other so that you can average out noise. And so I was running into like just Photoshop was consuming 40 gigs of RAM,
Yikes! That's
like
intense.
with
man.
some images that I was working with. So I was like, okay, I just need more memory. The end.
Guys, I figured out what it is.
Oh, for killing of one's boss.
I
Yes,
did not
justifiable
whitewash.
homicide.
Is that what it says? Nice.
No, there isn't one specifically that I figured that was
Okay.
one.
So anybody that's looking at my screen right now will see the microscope vision. Microvision.
Microvision.
Right? So we're gonna cut these legs right here off. These ones that have a spring to them.
I just got a naughty looking Reddit ad and had to prove to my girlfriend that it was absolutely not a targeted ad based on my visited subreddits.
These springy ones with the little feet on the ends.
Once we saw an Audible ad, and she was like, "Oh, okay, you don't read."
Wow.
You're not a reader. It's fine.
Oh, we actually do
Yikes.
have some other questions here too. Let's see.
Gone.
T-Wheel says I missed the desoldering gun being an instrument. That was from the poetry slam earlier.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, like a set of bongos.
Exactly, but
Yeah.
desoldering gun. Rufus.dev dilemma. Should I put novelias or on my sync or by silence? Also question, favorite tactile switch?
Favorite tactile switch? Zycos. We have a command for it. TSC, if you would.
Got it. I'm on it.
I figured you were. Yeah, so that's my favorite tactile switch. What about you, Jeff?
I am a self-proclaimed linear queen, so let's be real about this.
I know.
Wait.
I know.
But I actually do very much enjoy Zycos. I allow that tactile in my life, and brownouts.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
brownouts
I mean,
is
They're
is
not
a
gonna-
great
I mean,
option.
they're not going to buy brownouts, but so R1, R7, and R8. Okay, so what? Oh my God, no! Sapphire Links just said.
What?
Also, this is a non-overclock PC. What is? Oh my God, no! Sapphire Links said.
3
As
monitors.
an employer, all I can say to this is, you explained earlier today that you have intentionally not downsized your workforce despite the pandemic, so you get a pass re-employers.
Yeah.
So
Obvious, yes.
I actually, so it's funny because I'm joking, but I actually like the people that I work for. Generally speaking, like my boss is kind of awesome. And
I would have to say mine is too.
yeah, so, but like I have had shitty bosses in the past. And so it's
Which
funny to
someone
joke
called out
about
in
with
my
them.
stream.
Oh, yeah.
They were like, well, obviously Josh has had some bad bosses because he went right to homicide.
Yeah. So like my actual boss now is freaking awesome. Like he really is. And like the bad bosses that I've had, honestly, like I should have left. I should have just quit and been done. Found something different.
Well, sometimes it's hard to do that if you need, you need your job.
Yeah.
No, I mean, sure, but like in hindsight, so I've had like one really bad boss actually, and they were like really terrible. They were like a bad person and they were abusive to many of their employees. And eventually they got pushed out because they were so bad to their employees.
And that's just fair.
It just took their management like 5 years to realize it.
Way too long.
So I worked for them for 4 years, and like they wouldn't even let me leave to like other groups within my organization, even though there were other groups that were willing to have me. But like in the end, that guy got pushed out, and I instantly went to another group within my organization and stayed with them.
I want to. That's absolutely true. Bad bosses do ruin great jobs.
Yeah, the phrase is people
Yeah.
don't quit jobs, they quit managers.
Yep, it's absolutely true.
Exactly. But there's a difference, right, between being a leader and being a manager.
Mm-hmm.
And like plenty of people can just manage other people, but like very few people, not very few, but not a lot of people who become managers are actually capable of leading a group and leading people to be better, to be good, to do well.
Is because we have this perception that the person that's best at the job is going to be the one that should manage the other people, which is
not
never
true.
the case.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Absolutely not
rarely
true.
the case.
Very rarely, like almost
No, a person
non-existent.
who's good at managing people is the one who should be managing people.
Yeah, for sure.
RAM alone, $500. Yikes. Ooh, hello, level up.
Sorry,
Yay.
my phone just got bigger.
Yep, your phone just got bigger,
Sorry.
which is great. That's okay.
So we also had a question
Just kicking my fucking camera.
about astrophotography. Did you get any good shots of Neowise?
I did not take any. I haven't taken any astrophotos in like 2 years.
BBB is trying to download more RAM for Sapphire Links. If we need more RAM.
Download it.
KB
Thank you very
says,
much.
Fill my eyes with that microvision. I can't sing it.
Microvision.
Follow.
All right.
Jeff, you could sing it.
What, microvision?
No, I need the original words in my brain so that I can parody it, and I don't remember
Well,
the
it's
original.
fill my
words.
eyes with that double vision. That's
Yeah.
the
Oh,
original.
so that's why I said fill my eyes with that
microvision.
Microvision.
Yep.
Yup.
Also, I'm filling your
Oh.
eyes with that microvision.
Yes. Oop, there it is.
Ooh, look at
Oh,
that.
there it is.
Oh,
There it is.
There it is.
Now I want to dance. No, I'm joking.
I bet you would fucking get down on
Those
the
are
floor.
some great pictures.
Would you get down on it?
Get down on it.
Jump on it.
Oh, sorry.
Jump on it.
So
We're heading
which
towards the
end do we
Peter
plug?
principle.
Do we plug the butt or the butt? What do we do?
Look at it.
What's the Peter principle?
Okay,
Panda.
we'll get to that later.
My
Why
friend
not
Brandon.
both? Why not both? No, KB.
I feel like this is going to Quahog.
Okay. Quahog. Oh,
He's taking it back to the
Peter.
old school because he's an old fool who's so cool. All right, next.
next
Two
bears.
75 ohm resistors. Oh shit. More tiny ones we got to figure out. All right. Where are the 75 ohm resistors?
Let's see.
Look at that.
Oh, 75 ohm.
Oh,
Oh, we have a question. Oh,
Wow, so many things in my mind. Okay.
it's a lot of lube. Is that what you're gonna ask? Is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah, that was what I was to say.
That's a lot of lube dairy.
Oh, lube it
What's
up.
the reason why linears are so popular? Is a question. Somebody started off
Fad.
with MX Browns and now they have an NK65V2 and they gave creams a try.
Well, to be fair,
This is from Hooligan.
MX Browns are basically just a shitty linear.
That's fair.
Okay. So lubed up, eh?
So the reason that linears are so popular, as far as I can guess, is because they're smooth.
Smooth. For people who like smooth jazz.
Smooth jazz. I don't have points set up for Merv yet, Zor, because I've been doing other things. But they're on the horizon, I promise. Okay.
And we're gonna plug it though. What?
Sapphire's usually building PCs for everyone else. You have a $4,000 budget on your next one, so you're going all in. Fuck yeah! If you got the money, get after it.
Man,
Hell yeah.
that's gonna be a beast computer.
Fuck yeah, it is.
That's
R2
awesome.
and R3. That's what I need.
Oh, BBB's comment on this was MX Browns or peak performance.
Ooh.
Somebody's
Says the guy who's
trolling.
into Hamderbite.
Says the Handerbite man.
Okay, R2, R3. Where are
Sorry,
you?
I don't
Manderbite.
want to talk too much shit about it because did he just say
Have you been
Manderbite?
not banned for lewd content, Josh.
I don't know. One day it's gonna happen. My lubing is too lewd apparently.
Lewd. It's the lewd lubing channel.
Yar. So here we go.
Okay, so
Wanna
I want
put
to go back
this
to this.
end?
There was a
This way?
point about the Peter principle. People always rise to their level of incompetence or something. Oh, yeah. Yeah. They'll always rise to their level of incompetence. That's good.
But you keep getting promoted until you're
Yep.
no longer competent at the given job, but then you stop there, you don't go back down.
Yep. Yep. I like my mom's position. She just fires or demotes or kicks them to another department. I like that there's a channel points tier of 6969. Yep, that's how you highlight messages in Langlandia. Is you got to spend 6969 because nice.
Because why not?
Nice.
Because what else the hell are you going to do with the channel points?
Yup.
Oh, vote
Yep.
on keycap sets.
Oh yeah, vote on
That's what
keycap
people.
sets,
That's what
or
people do in my channel.
Rig the voting on keycap set.
Yeah,
There you
rig. Nebulant, you have a Ducky from 1984. Did they ever make that? What did I say?
Damn.
Okay, I'm gonna turn the microvision off because we've done that before. A friend of mine has to do push-ups or squats when people send channel points. Nice. Oh, not me. Okay.
Thoughts
good.
on Zelio V2 65 grams, both of you?
I think personally that 78 grams are my jam. But the next,
Yeah,
my
that's
next,
way too light.
way too late. Yeah, my next favorite though would actually be the very lightest end of the spectrum at 62. I think that's where you get the most like tactility out of them for whatever reason. And they still feel really nice. I think 65 is not a bad option. It's just not as good as some other good options within that realm. What do you think, Jeff?
I think that if you're waffling between 62 or 65, just pull the trigger on one, because the God's honest truth is that unless you have outrageously sensitive nerves, you're never gonna notice like the difference between those two. So I mean, if you're waffling there, I always skew heavy. Like the switches in my iron have 98 gram springs. Like I skew heavy for everything. I beat the shit on my
98
keyboard.
grams. Man, you type more ham-fisted than I do. That's crazy.
Yeah, I beat the hell out of my boards. Like brown Alps feel light. Like
Brown Alps are wonderful.
they sound so
Everything
good. They
about
feel
them
so
is
but
good.
They are a little light.
You shut your dirty mouth.
Ooh,
I'm just messing with you.
you son of a bee. I love you so much though.
I'm just messing with you, man.
I do love you though. And also,
There's so much
Ellie,
love in
thank
the
you
stream
so much that your sister has joined. I hope that board shows up for you soon.
I think that heavy switches are just kind of my jam. I don't know about like regularly typing on something that heavy. I actually ran into something really odd with these blueberries. They fatigue my fingers.
Blueberries.
Not because they're too heavy, but like the tactility, the double tactility, it like tricks out my nervous system, and like I'm like, but it's still squishy, and then I push harder. You know what I mean? And like I don't know, it just messes with me, man.
I'm not even kidding. Even my crazy ass like beating the shit out of a keyboard, I fatigue on blueberries too.
Yeah, I don't think it's not the weight, it's It's just
I know
the
that's
way
good.
they
I forget
feel.
her real name though, Ellie. But yes, why are we awake? Thank you for joining my Discord.
Josh, how long have you been using that tub of 205 grade zero? Probably like forever.
4 years
Since April of last year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's more than
time.
it's more than halfway gone.
Whitewash asks, does anyone know
It's
any
actually
more
about
about the Zeal
2/3 gone.
3-in-1 switch?
No, I know literally nothing about
I really
it.
don't. I know that you flip the stem somehow, like, and that changes it. It's very interesting.
Flippy to swim.
If they can pull it
Oh,
off, that's gonna be
flip-it-a-stem.
fucking incredible. Like, I have to be totally honest.
Mhm.
So,
Stupidism.
What are everyone's thoughts on H1s? I thought about getting some today before they sold out.
H1s are going to be good. I mean, they're a JWK switch. They're
Yep.
much heavier than your typical like Alpaca's run, which is why H1s are desired, because you don't also have to swap in heavier springs if you want. But really go for any of those JWK switches. Like if there are some of those silk switches that are left, buy some of those and put whatever spring you want in it, because they're going to be as smooth, if not already lubed for you. So that's my take on it, because they all come from the same manufacturer, right?
So I will
And
say
their
I
linears are all
dislike
very good.
I dislike factory lube job as like an
do too.
explanation or a like
I do too.
replacement for lubing your switches properly, because factories are always going to put some lube on there as part of the manufacturing process, so they move about and come out and don't bind up inside molds and stuff. But the lube that I've seen on factory lube switches is not like a thick or heavy lube at all. It's like the tiniest little amount of oil that's
it's very,
imperceptible.
Very small.
Like I like heavy lube jobs in general, so I'm biased, but I think even if you like pretty light lube jobs, you're never gonna find a lube job on a factory switch, so far at least, that's gonna service you well and feel like a quote unquote lubed switch at all. That's my
I like these components have no specific orientation. I like that a lot.
resistors. Yep.
Yep.
Just they do the same resisting every way.
Every which
Resist.
way. Resist. Ooh, we've got a little brush drumming going on in my jazz.
Gotta love that brush drumming.
Yeah. It's very rife for some poetry reading.
Now, is it real drumming or is it electric?
No, this is actual jazz.
Oh yeah,
So-
you play you take copyright hits on YouTube if you upload your VODs.
Which is why I don't upload YouTube.
I mean,
I don't care.
you can upload. YouTube isn't going to ban you for it. It's just they send any monetization that comes from that video to the original copyright holder.
I know. Which is why I'm not even bothering, because
That's
who's
fair.
gonna rewatch these videos? Like,
You would be surprised.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Which, if you are rewatching this right now, I love you. Thank you.
We
Yeah.
love you.
Yeah, I
There's so much
disagree.
love.
I upload my VODs and I love you all.
Wow.
All the hearts.
If I get requests, I'm happy to upload them, but I doubt that very much.
So it costs you like 0 time, but it's okay. So you go to the Twitch dashboard and you click on the video and you click export to YouTube, and then you just make it public and hit go. You watch. Ozzy says I watch them at 32x speed. I'm sorry, man. Are they that slow? I hope they're not ruining your life.
It's funny. I've actually completely ruined my ability to listen to things at normal speed now.
Oh, like on Audible?
Specifically for audiobooks and podcasts.
Dude,
Really?
So
same.
when I listen to them at normal speed now, it feels like I'm having a stroke.
Yep.
Like everything is slowly down.
I watch YouTube at normal speed normally, but I do listen to Audible at no slower than 1.15.
No, I'm a full 1.5.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying never slower. Even if the reader is fast, I'm never slowing it down less than 1.15.
I actually prefer it if they're super fast too, because it's always kind of a game. I'm like, oh, did I understand everything they're fucking saying? Yep, I
We've got a couple of questions, guys.
I was like 1.15 can be pretty fast sometimes.
690 asks, hey, what's up? Finished building my first custom and I want to flash it to change some things on it on the layout. Are there any alternatives to QMK when it comes to doing that?
So, I mean, it really comes down to what PCB is in your first custom. So 690, what PCB did you use? If you used a PCB that is QMK compatible, you're locked into using QMK for the most part. If you got one that uses like Bootmapper client or something, you're locked into using Bootmapper client for the most part. There are some exceptions. Some boards can be ported. Many boards can be ported if you have the skills to do that, which I'm going to go out on a limb and just, based sheerly on numbers, guess that you do not have that skill set. There are people in the community that may or may not be willing to do that if there's demand for it. But generally speaking, you're locked into whatever firmware or software for changing the layouts that your board was made to use, if any.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
All those things he said, echo.
Sorry.
Running through your head. Sir Rom23 asks, how often do you recommend reloop? After a few years?
Relooping stabilizers or switches? I mean, both are going to be when it doesn't feel good anymore. I mean, it's going to be by feel. I have yet to encounter a board that needed to be of my own where I used the right lubes to start with, where it needed to be relubed.
I would think that if it got dusty or dirty, then you would definitely want to relube them. But
yeah, and so that is more likely to happen in the stabilizer than in the switch if you're using MX switches, like where some significant amount of dust might get into the stab and it might feel gritty or scratchy, or it might start making a rattling sound one day, maybe because some lube migrated out.
Back to the QMK question, there are a lot of people recommending Mech Merlin. He's got a lot of great tutorials.
Yep. Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. But like, I also like if you're like, well, I took a Ducky Shine like this one, right, and I wanted to do QMK, very unlikely you're ever gonna make that work. As an example.
Jeff, what were you gonna say?
Or I was also going to say that there's quite a few people in the community who also are, engineers and like to do that. Keep Noob in my chat likes to port things to right now. So
really,
there's just a few people who out there either know how to do it or enjoy doing it and can help you with that. So there's those people are around too. I mean, if Merlin's too busy, or if you want to have someone walk you through it, which Mark is so easily approachable. Like Merlin is the best, Mark. I swear.
So I asked Mark,
very
if you remember at the SoCal meetup, I asked Mark if he would port a board or a couple boards for me, and they're a board that he has vehemently resisted being willing to do. And he's sometimes he'll say no. Yeah, he didn't say no to me. He did say that he would, and I haven't asked him or followed up on it because I just feel bad because he so vehemently doesn't want to do them in general. But like some boards would not be very safe for the board. Like they could just become trash.
Yeah.
In the porting process, and so he's resistant to doing boards that, like, there's a very, not a strong likelihood, but there's a real chance that they get bricked in the process.
Yikes.
And in the case of me, the reason he didn't say no is I was like, because I have like 2 of them laying around, and I don't care if they get bricked because otherwise they're just trash to me. So, I mean, but in general, you got to understand that some of your boards, if you try and do this, there's a chance that some boards could just be bricked pretty easily.
All right, so we're enjoying ourselves. We've got some capacitors that we're soldering right now.
Did he port a unicorn too, is what Monster Lag asked. No replacement PCB boards, lol. I actually don't know if he did.
We can look. If you go to the configurator, you can probably see if it's in the list.
Yeah, if there's like a unicorn anything in the list, it's probably a port.
Yep. because he adds, or they, Merlin does a lot of the work, and there's a team, and I never remember their names. So
He definitely doesn't do all of them, but he has done most of them.
Yeah, he has done most of them. But what is it? Coffee Key or something? I forget her name, but she also does a lot of work with QMK. So it's not just Mark. He just happens to do a lot of the porting. So he's
specifically,
kind of the star, even though there is a team that does it. So apparently there is a hard drive that spins at 15k RPM. Cool times.
Plenty of them.
Holy shit.
Plenty of hard drives that spin that fast.
No KB, Olivia? Question mark?
I don't think Olivia does porting at all.
No,
I think she does mostly
she
via.
is part of VIA. She that's why it's VIA, VIA, Olivia, right?
Yeah.
Her and Wilba own that. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's my understanding.
Yeah, I think they're the two. But yeah, she's not part of the QMK group. I just want to make sure I'm getting the right parts.
Yeah, I don't know if she's part of QMK project or not, but I do know that she's mostly responsible for that.
Okay, so that's 104. That is. Oh man. Okay, where are the 104s? Where'd you go?
Also, she has a really cool keycap set that she did this one time. Two times.
Oh my god, a Rady Bears?
Ooh, a
Is that what I just heard?
Over in
Rady
Lane's
Bears.
channel.
Max F, you beautiful bastard. I love you
Rady
so much.
Bears.
A Rady Bears.
Ooh, we've got some more
High
questions.
Flash.
Nice.
Flash
Hi,
games. Max,
What up,
I
friends?
heard you so much. Welcome to my scuffed ass stream.
Nah, it's good.
He's got
Are we
beautiful
Scuffy Bears?
cameras. Oh, we're Scuffy Bears.
Scuffy
That's just the way we
Bears.
live. How you living, Max? How was your stream
Bears.
tonight? How'd it go, man? We are Raz. We are doing a keyboard stream, but there is some friends with us.
We're dual
The
streaming.
command "Who am I hearing?" We're dual streaming with our friend I am me, you are you, and Tiny Shiny Crumb, known as Kate. We're just having a chat, so it's good times. It's both.
Oh yeah. Oh
right?
yeah.
Both.
So
Why
my
not both?
Oh yeah.
So Saram asks, is there a better switch to put on a carbon fiber plate than another? Will a tactile switch be better than a linear, or just personal preference?
I think
That's a good
linears
question.
do a little bit better on carbon fiber plates. Also, FR4 plates I think do a little bit better with linear switches, which is weird because I like FR4 and I love tactiles, and I even like tactiles on FR4. But I'll acknowledge that they do better. I think, at least. What about you?
I can't agree more, to be totally honest. You
Yeah.
explained exactly my feelings on both carbon fiber and FR4.
Yeah, I know that you're into linears, but
yeah,
like
my jam.
But like in general, I think that those particular materials, specifically those ones, make it better. I think that if you move to like something like Palm or whatever, both do exceedingly well. Though linears maybe do an edge better there too. But when you start moving to like brass and steel and the more rigid plates, even aluminum, I think tactiles start to pull ahead in those realms personally.
Yeah, in terms of sound. So one quick thought, Max, I'm glad that you had some desoldering news, fun time. Thank you very much for the raid. I don't want to downplay the fact that I appreciate that very, very much. But, you know, the school of thought that I was kind of indoctrinated in was that a more flexible plate was friendlier on your fingers for tactiles. And then a more rigid plate was friendly on your fingers for linears. Now that obviously leaves out the equation of sound.
Yeah.
So it depends again, and to the question that was asked specifically, it is kind of a preference there. But you would be hard pressed to find a better sound than, say, a black ink on
Palm.
a carbon fiber plate, or a palm, or not on palm, on carbon fiber.
Yeah.
Carbon fiber is very good.
I think like creams on Palm or Gat yellows or inks or I haven't seen alpaca linears on Palm yet, but I'm sure they sound amazing on it too. Yeah. Okay, so someone else asked, I think in my stream, how do Hooligan
How do
did.
firmware updates get handled on custom boards using mainstream rope boards, Razor, Corsair, Ducky, etc.? Before, I'm used to it being pretty automated. I know those boards get lots of updates for key chatter and whatnot. So curious how this is handled on custom. Then we have another question from Feeble Minded about Psychos, sound-wise on Palm or FR4.
Okay, so I think I'll answer the first one first. Hooligan, right? There's a controller on the board. In this case, right here. So you can see like the traces going to and leading from, like going out and on the underside and then tracing out to all the different rows and columns. And basically this connector right here that hooks up to USB, like it's sending a signal to that and telling it, hey, go into your boot mapper or your bootloader or whatever, so I can send you a new firmware. And it works effectively the same way, but it's just working on their internal controller to that board that you probably never see because you never take it apart like this. The same exists on any PCB pretty much. I mean, it's just that we have a mechanism that is identified for resetting them. There's like a reset button on them or 2 pins that you short out or whatever. In that case, it's usually through software telling the board to go into that mode, and then it's going into its bootloader mode and updating the firmware.
Jeff has a question in his chat now too.
Yeah, so has anyone heard anything about the C3 Macho switches? Heard they were recolored alpacas without confirmation.
Didn't you just get some of those? Both of you?
Macho?
Those pink ones?
Yeah, I ordered a couple. I ordered some.
Like a light pale pink color?
Yeah,
so,
I ordered some.
So those are... Got it. So those switches, those recolors of basically the recolors of tangerines, right? Except there's a tactile version, all that stuff, right? Is that the ones we're talking about?
I think so, but I mean, I think
Okay.
Raz has to clarify.
That's my understanding.
If it's C3, if it's a C3 switch, it's made by JWK.
It is. Yeah, those
which
are JWK.
are the same manufacturer as alpaca. They will be very similar because those molds are going to be very, very similar, obviously, but the materials are very different. So if they're the kind of almost transparent, that is a different material than the cloudy, completely opaque version. So they will be very smooth though, regardless. So we're nearing the end of my first part of this stream, just as an FYI. So
Okay. Well, I mean, do you want to just hang out?
I mean, I will.
Yeah, you don't have to hang out
Okay.
all night with us. It's okay.
No, it's okay. I'm putting in the switches. I'm getting to step 12, which is the USB socket, and I'm going to leave that for
next time?
next time.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah. You can dip
We
out
do
whenever
have
you
another
want. It
question.
turns out we're building this board. Go ahead with the question.
T-Wheel says, I have a machine shop that said they can make a brass plate for my think. I'm putting HPs on it. Do you think it would be worth doing or just keep the FR4 plate?
I think brass.
Request responses from anybody.
I think brass is better, personally. Brass is my favorite plate
pandas?
material. And for Holy Pandas, it'll do well.
I think brass specifically because you are going to want to murder someone trying to get those pandas through FR4.
That too.
Because it's not rigid enough to deal with the actual housing of the stem, I don't think, without you having to take like a pair of tweezers and like support the area around where it's
So I preload the plate with boards where it's too
Smart.
flexy and with stuff like that, where I just make sure all the pins are straight and I'm like, snap in, deal, and then I put them on, or at least I populate a lot of it.
The Macho switches are the Randy Macho Man Savage themed ones, and they are opaque, so they're going to be very similar to alpacas.
They're going to be alpacas, basically, is my understanding, which I'm good with. I like
Yeah,
alpacas.
Good at
Thanks
Switch.
for the follow on Linglandia's stream.
Thank you for the follow if I missed it. And
And-
I think I said thank you to Raz too, but
Nick Halster, thank you for the follow on IMEURU stream.
Thank you, man.
Sorry, I'm trying to bounce back and forth between you guys.
No,
and
that's
get
okay.
all
You're
the
doing a great
questions
job.
and all the stuff. It's
ooh,
not
that's
that easy.
that's a clever trick. Neb says to use a crochet hook for that.
Ooh.
Now that's smart.
That is
That's-
actually a smart way to do it.
Very clever.
That is.
Neb with the fucking clutch ass life hacks. I love it.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I still personally prefer, when possible, to preload the plate when I have switches that are just a complete pain in the ass to get in. Creams are notorious for that. Pandas are pretty notorious for it. Like I built an Alice once that had Holy Pandas in it. Man, that thing had like a tight brass plate from the factory anyway. Like my thumbs hurt for like 2 days after. Like I literally bruised a couple of my like spots on my thumbs.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yikes.
I've seen streams where Nathan will like take just a 1U keycap and jam it in there so he's not like fucking up his thumbs.
Smashing against his thumbs, yeah.
Yeah. What did you miss? I don't know what you missed. Oh, well, raid. We got raided by one of our friends,
By
Max,
Max?
who's another keyboard guy. Max F.
An awesome
Good
guy.
dude. Not too hard to
Raid.
look at either. Him a sexy
Excellent.
boy.
Yes, making pre-builds better.
Not to just objectify him, but he's super nice. His stream quality is great, and he's easy to look at.
Easy on the eyes.
All of these things can be true at once. So,
Oh yeah. Yeah. They can be.
where is?
Yet they rarely are.
Follow Bears. Thank you for the follow.
Yay.
Follow bears.
Oh yeah. It's just
Where did all the bears
It's
come
like
from?
Subby Bears.
I'm so curious.
It's like Subby Bears.
Where did all the bears come from? Every time I hang out with you, it's
It's yeah.
Berry
So
bears.
my wife calls her son Elijah Bears, and just being with her and around her so much, I just picked it up, and
and it's all good.
now
like it?
everything is bears. You know,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
getting drunky bears. We're gonna have datey bears. You know.
Oh, drunky bears. I like drunky bears.
Yeah,
It's okay. It's not unbearable.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Oh, honey.
Punny Bears.
T-Wheels says it's very possible that you will be the first person to build a Think V2 with a brass plate. Now that I think about it, I'm down. I'm down to be the
Hell
first.
yeah, man, get after it.
I wonder if I'll
actually
be the
found
first.
Something when I was reading the manual and the motherboard I picked. Cool.
I wonder if I'll be the first to build a Kepler with Alps Browns.
Ooh.
Oh, damn. Epsilon says,
they
did you guys
shipped-
hear about the new drop HP off-colored housing and
Almost.
still prelude?
Did I hear about what? The new drop Holy Panda off-colored housing and still prelude. So one, I think that prelude is like a joke on Holy Pandas from drop that I've seen at least.
Big yikes.
But I like the off-colored stems. I think it's cool that they're making them in different colors. I got no problem with that.
Jeff has from Keeb Noob says, did you see the creator of the Wachowski, Wazowski? He posted
2319.
his IC for his next macro pad called the F.me today.
The F.me.
I actually,
didn't see that.
Ellie, I may or may not have known about that prior to it going up. So it's an immediate buy. I will buy that.
Gold Starry
yesterday.
Bears. Where's the
That's-
IC?
Thank you.
Links or it didn't happen.
All right, I'm linking Linky Bears for the other stream.
Linky Bears.
I'm so ahead of the curve on that. That actually already is an emote in my Discord server. So suck it.
Nice. Suck it, Trebek.
Suck it, Trebek.
Trebek.
I'll
okay,
take
and
the
I believe
penis
that will
mightier.
be where I end today because
Okay.
actually, you know what? I'm gonna do 4 more steps. I'm gonna skip over the USB for this exact moment.
It's okay.
And-
You're gonna finish before me because I still have to solder all of these in.
I know, but I want to I'll put the capacitors in chip sockets and all that shit. So
Woohoo!
Do it.
The electrolytic capacitor C1. Okay. I'm going to go back to my guide here. So anyone that's curious about what I continue to reference, there's a wonderful little guidey bears.
For the gingham.
That has from the gingham. And so it's good and detailed, but I need to make sure.
So what are your thoughts of the kit so far, by the way? Have you built a lot of other kit boards?
I actually have weirdly done a lot of through-hole boards. I think this is fantastic. I have yet to find a through-hole experience that is this quality.
Really?
It comes with a case. Everything is individually parted out for you. And also this level of build, you've got capacitors and fuse, like all this shit. I've never gotten to do this level of stuff. And so if you're in the DIY world, I think this is a really fun kit. And all of the builds like this, so this is a gingham. The plaid was one.
Yeah, plaid was awesome.
There's the Romeo, there's the Mysterium. There's like a bunch of different, and I know that they're all from different designers. Some of them from the same, but anyways, these kits are great. Discipline 65, whatever the 60 was, is all of these are really good. So my only gripe with the Discipline is that it forces full 2U backspace.
Oh, I love it.
65%. So
yeah, but I'm a full-size backspace kind of guy. So
I know you are.
I like it.
And we can't all have
some people can have bad opinions.
Can't all be perfect. Dragstar, thank you for the follow for both Lingolandia and IME. Ozzy72, thank you for the follow on Lingolandia's stream.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
I love it.
What is the electrolytic capacitor? Is that this guy? That's this guy.
Wait, hold it up. What is it?
It's this guy, isn't it?
It's the kind with a black sheath around it and like a. Yep. They're polarized.
4.7 UF electrolytic capacitor.
They're polarized.
And negative goes at the top in C1. Where's that girl? There we go. Oh shit, which one's negative? Is it the one marked negative?
Epsilon, yes, this is a steel plate that Josh is doing on the Ducky.
It is, ladies and gents.
Ducky.
Ducky bears. Well, that's just weird.
Ducky bears. That's really weird.
There is a saying that has only recently started entering my space of awareness, and I asked a colleague how they were doing, and they said, "I'm just Ducky." Has anyone heard that before?
Yeah, I've heard that.
I assume that that's like I'm doing good, but it's fucking weird, dude. I'm sorry. I was really shocked by that. Yes, that is news to me, Neb. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that used when I was little.
You're Wisconsin. I can't make fucking excuses for you.
I mean, not everybody can be as awesome as me. Sorry.
Okay, thank you, Ellie. Has never heard of that.
So this customer wants Band-Aid mod, he was like, I think I want it, and I was like, I think you should stay away from it, especially with these switches, because they're fairly light. They're not like super heavy.
Just Ducky, Iwane.
I believe that.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, I especially believe that Band-Aid.
Sapphire says her family's from the north.
Hooligan, no making fun of the Packers. That's not okay.
Listen, Hooligan, that 605 tells me you're in South Dakota, and that's my home state. Represent, okay? Number one. Number two, I ain't hating on the Midwest. I've never heard it before, okay?
Oh no, they were making fun of the Packers, and that's just not okay.
Oh, well, it's okay. You're
from Minnesota.
I have lived in Minnesota for a decade. That is different than being from Minnesota. I grew up in South Dakota. And people in Minnesota will make sure you know that if you didn't grow up here, you're not from Minnesota.
Oh, really?
I mean,
you're not a real twin.
It's weird. It's weirdly clicky sometimes, so it's very strange.
Yeah. So this customer had said something about Band-Aids right when we got into it, and I'm generally pretty non-Band-Aid wanting to do kind of guy because it can lead to issues and it doesn't really make a benefit. for the most part. What are your thoughts on band-aids, Jeff? I know it's like a thing of the past almost, but
I really don't care as long as I don't have any stab sound. Like, I don't care. I don't possess the level of like nerve intricacies in my fingers to tell that it's mushy. You know, like that's the complaint is like, ooh, the landing is mushy.
that's
if it
actually
doesn't make a noise, I don't care.
that actually has nothing to do with it for me. For a lot of boards, I moved away from it
It's just
because
so
it can
fucking
cause
work too. Like,
well,
the juice isn't worth the squeeze for me.
well,
Like,
that's for sure, but I think it doesn't actually do the job you want it to do. And I think with plate mount stabs like this, especially with anything but very heavy switches, like the chance that it causes some kind of failure to actuate properly. I mean, I have pre-cut band-aids, so it's not a matter of the work really. It's a matter of the like putting it in. So like I'm looking at the gap here, right? That exists.
yeah.
Which, by the way, I'm gonna applaud Ducky for the way they built this PCB. The switches that were in it did not have a they didn't have PCB legs, but they did actually put PCB legs in the PCB, the holes, which means that you can just drop these in instead of clipping them all.
Interesting.
Which is freaking fantastic, which most OEM boards don't do. But I'm looking at like the standoff distance that's created when the switch is bottomed out, and there is a little bit of a gap, and with the stabilizer bottomed out, like in the housing, the stab doesn't actually come down and touch the PCB. I don't know if you can really like, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna be able to show it to you, but it doesn't even touch. So I am reluctant to do it because what can happen is lube can kind of migrate around inside the stab housing and get more lube onto the band-aid over time, and then you can get this like stiction at the bottom on the stabilizer insert. So I think I'm not going to do it on this board. I did tell the customer that I would look at it and be like, if I think it's a good idea, if I think it's reasonable to do it, I'll do it, but I don't want to do it if I think it's gonna lead to basically bad time, you know what I mean, for them.
Yeah, I feel you. It's super strange. One of my random chip pads is soldered.
Oh dear, that's interesting.
Like,
there's nothing in it, and it's like it was intentionally soldered, but I have definitely not done that.
is there a
Okay,
is there
Sapphire,
a
we
key?
won't talk about football anymore since you don't want to hear about it.
I actually did a thing. So this is football adjacent. I have removed the NFL from my entire life. In my
Really?
Yeah.
Me too. Like the day I was born. I've never been.
Well, I used to be a very avid fan, and
Really?
I can no longer abide their shenanigans.
That's fair.
So
I think it would be very, very hard for me to do.
yeah, I mean, I'm obsessed with like numbers and everything. So like fantasy was always huge for me.
Really?
And I got rid of that. So I removed that from my orbit.
Good for you, man.
Sometimes like when you grow up in a certain area, like I was born here and grew up in Wisconsin, so it's like it's kind of almost part of your culture, like football is. I mean, not for everybody, obviously, but at least for me, it was. So I can understand how being there too, it's definitely a big part of life, being somewhere where you have a professional sports team of any kind.
Yeah.
I mean,
just growing up as a boy in the 90s too, like, you know.
Oh, sure.
I love Nebulon says put a cap on the stab switch and it should not touch the PCB. Yeah, stiction is a good word. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm pretty, I think, decided just by looking at the whole deal that I think it's probably not a great idea on this board. And this
Also, where's Chewy when I need a Packer fan to help back me up here?
I'll actually use his keycap.
So, Jeff, question for you. Where in South Dakota were you?
Yeah, it does
were you
not
from?
touch.
I grew up in Yankton. Well, I grew up in a
It doesn't
farm
touch.
outside of Freeman. The largest town most people know is Yankton. So
Yankton?
Yankton. Mm-hmm.
Never heard of it. I know there's a town called Minnehaha.
That's a county.
Oh, okay. Maybe that was a county.
And it's named after the falls and the tribe that,
I thought
took
it
the
was
land from.
Oh, now I'm gonna feel like a jerk if I
Make a mini haha
make
joke.
a Minnehaha joke. Thanks. I was like, when I was there, I was like, I don't even understand where this comes from. Is it just like a little haha? Like, what's going on? But now it's like from a different language and
Yeah.
Just a little haha.
Just a little haha.
just a little bitty haha. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
No, and South Dakota is also the only state I know of that actually knowingly mispronounces its capital's name.
Who?
So
Wait, where?
South Dakota. So the state capital of South Dakota is spelled like the French man's name Pierre. However, if you grow up in South Dakota, you are taught that the name of the capital is Pier, like where you would
What?
send off a boat.
I thought it was Pierre. Like, I thought that's how they said
Peering
it.
into the distance. Oh dear.
I did live in Sioux Falls for a long time. Yeah, Pier. That's how they say it. Pier.
Really?
Pier. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Huh. I have to admit, like in South Dakota, I've been to like the Black Hills, and then
It's the only place worth going.
then I went to Rapid City, I guess, and I was like, okay, there was some good food there and stuff for the one day I was there. Then I drove immediately through the entire rest of the state.
Yep. Listen, I had a lot of good times there, and I lived in Sioux Falls, the largest city there for a while, and I have generally very fond memories of the place. However, if you are outside of that prototypical, kind of super conservative nuclear family from the
WASP
50s type mindset.
Yeah.
No, not even WASP, because to be candid, a lot of people in South Dakota don't have a ton of money.
Okay.
But like, just very much like, it's not my jam. I'm
That's fair.
pretty progressive, and it's just not the way that state rolls, at least in my experience. They have pockets of that. The private university in Sioux Falls, Augustana, has a drag show. Like, and I worked at the only gay bar there. But there's just sometimes it's very hard to justify certain things. So
That's fair, man.
Sense.
No, like, honestly, there's something to be said about not living in a place that's like antithetical to what you are or what you're about. Like California.
I did that for a very long time.
he said the
Whoa.
word of the day. Antithetical.
I did?
Are you kidding me?
I just wanted to do that.
Is that,
Pee-wee's
is that
Playhouse,
a real
baby.
thing?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I was like, what just happened?
I was very scared there for a second. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, me too. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Yeah,
Nebula and I got super.
what did he
Oh,
say?
He said the word of the day. It's his fault.
You scared me. Nebula says I got super scared, you asshole. I thought you burned yourself. Oh man.
Jeez.
I exited Rocket League for that scream.
Did you really? That's awesome.
I'm so sorry. I didn't think it would be that loud. I'm sorry.
Somebody
I
needs
really
to
am.
change their compressor settings.
I'm so sorry. I didn't think it would be that loud.
We were like all mellow, and he's just starts
Oh my
screaming.
god. You said the word of the day. That's
I
your
know,
own
I
fault.
understand. It's your own fault.
Jesus
Like I knew what the word of the day was.
Joseph says that just messed up the stream for me. I was so relaxed and looping, and I jumped out of my seat. Aww.
I'm sorry.
Hopefully you
I'm
didn't
so
spill lube
sorry,
on yourself.
Everyone.
Aw,
That
Luby
was
Bears.
really funny, but
I mean,
it was
I'm
also
sorry.
like,
I'm sorry.
I need
But I'm
to.
also not sorry.
I need to run.
Sorry,
I
that
need
was
to
also
run my voice chat input through a compressor.
apparently. Oh man.
Oh my god.
Oh.
So relaxed and lubing.
And then all of
Oh,
a sudden,
sorry, Jessup.
Witila says it's okay. We have a county here called Bexar County, but it's pronounced Bear. What the why? Okay.
Bear? What? That
There's
doesn't even
an
make any
X.
sense. But I mean, Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Jeff, you are no longer invited to Maine for the week per Nebulan.
Well, I'm allergic to shellfish, so no lobster. So I'll just take the week off and call it a day. So
you're allergic to shellfish? That sucks, man. I went to a place in East Shore, Virginia one time for work and one of my coworkers went with me, and he's allergic to shellfish. And we had to drive an hour from where we were to go to Ruth's Chris, to go to a steakhouse, because everywhere we went, we were like, hey, we got somebody who's allergic to shellfish. Like, what's safe to eat? What won't be contaminated, right? And they were like, no, nothing. Literally everything will be contaminated. We went to like 5 different restaurants in the area too, and they were like, no, nothing. And I was like, okay, alrighty then.
We put clams and everything here.
Oh yeah, that could be wordy bears. Good job.
Wordy bears.
Iwane. Jesus Christ. If I could speak.
Wordy bears.
So T-Wheels, wouldn't it be Behar?
Behar?
If it's Bexar?
Oh, Behar.
Oh, Behar.
I1A.
Hooligan's asking about the local keyboard community in South Dakota. Unfortunately, I've been gone for about a decade, so I wasn't into mechs then. However, I do know
I'm sure there is
some friends there that like to game, so I don't know how into mechs they are. But at this level, I would be kind of surprised.
Gamey bears.
But I do get to visit my father-in-law semi-frequently if we ever need to.
Oh, he's from there too. Did your whole family move from there?
Yeah, my wife and my family are both from there, from that area.
Okay.
And our thought, thank you for following in Jeff's stream.
Hey, thank you for the follow bears.
Yeah, and by the way, anybody who's listening who isn't following either one of us for that matter, you should go to the location where the follow and or sub button is, and you should think about going over there and pressing that button, keeping in touch with us. And then you should follow us on Calinope's YouTube channel.
Do you have a Calinope's?
I do.
Oh, yay!
I added it.
Is it Cal and or Cal N?
Calton Oats.
Calinope.
Yes, Jake. If you're in the MSP as well, we'll have to figure that out. There is a Minnesota Discord, so and you're in. That's Mississippi, right? MS. Don't really have arcades anymore.
OPSEC Panda, thank you for the follow in Josh's stream.
Thank you so much. Also, I love that name, OPSEC Panda.
Yep, it's a good one.
It's good OPSEC.
Dude, so
good OPSEC is important.
Reprogram instructions are on page 9. The UN's chip semicircle mark goes to the right. The U2 semicircle mark goes to the left. Okay, so I need to identify which these are.
Our thought, thank you for the sub in Josh's stream.
Arthotimus Prime. Thanks for that sub, man. Do you know OPSEC Panda?
I do. I just did a desolder for him.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Recently. I hope it arrived good. I haven't pinged him to see if it got there.
So is it okay? Tell me to fuck off asking this in public if you need to, but I don't think it's a crazy thing to ask, but like, are you taking customer builds now? Like, how are you?
Oh,
if you don't mind me asking.
Right now, and I haven't really published this, but I am taking some things in, and I have no fee for it. So if you want me to build something on stream, and obviously I'm just starting out, so anyways,
subject to change.
If you want me to build something on stream, or you want me to desolder something for you, or loop switches or something, just ping me and send it on over. We'll get it taken care of. So I'm lubing some switches right now for a friend, and so he sent me like 300, so I'm not lubing them all on stream.
That's a lot of switches.
Luby bears.
Another queued for like 300, so we're getting there.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might get more business that way with the free thing than you are willing to take at some point.
Which, I mean, I understand. I'll get there, and I can just close commissions if needed. So
of course, no. I'm happy for you that you're doing it, and that's honestly pretty awesome. You guys should take advantage of Jeff's willingness to do such things before.
The U2 semicircle mark goes to the left. Okay, got it. Good. Figured it out.
So we have one comment. T-Wheel says, if I didn't just drop 1K on Thinks, I'd be subbed to both channels. Well, thank you for thinking of both.
Thank you so much,
Jessup
man.
says, I have a new fetish. I have a tester / lube station. I'm waiting for my M65Bs. So I've placed all my Telios in the station and I'm putting it against my ear and testing every spring ping consistency. So I've basically nailed every switch to sound pretty consistent. It's almost impossible to lube consistently without sound testing each and every switch in a lube station. It's amazing what you can hear if you press the lube station against your ear.
This is
the ocean.
This is one very important reason as to why I like tub lubing.
Yes.
I like consistency a lot. I want everything to feel the same as another, and hand lubing, I think, makes it technically impossible to achieve true uniformity. At least with any board with a lot of switches. Maybe you can get it done for a macro pad, but like 60, 70 switches, like that's a lot to ask, I think. So I'm a big fan of it. I'm not saying that tub lubing is superior in all ways to hand lubing.
Consistency, is what you're saying.
But if I'm maximizing for that one thing, I think that's important. And because I offer it as a service only in conjunction with board builds, like I will only lube your switches if I'm doing it with a board build, then like consistency is number one for me. Like I want whatever product I make to be consistent, right? I want it to, like, I think that's the number one thing that people, whether they know it or not, actually appreciate about like when they go into like a Starbucks or something, let's say, right? Every Starbucks looks the same and has the same things, except for the few that are franchised in like grocery stores. But all of the corporate Starbucks.
Thank you for following in Enthusiast. Sorry.
Yeah, there is something to be said for consistency.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a thing, and so that's one reason that I go for it. Now, there are people who are really good at hand lubing because they do it a lot. Like, have you ever felt straight classy stuff? I know you have, actually. Right?
And I just looked at the camera and waved because my switch lubing straight classy very much appreciated. So
nice.
I don't suck at it, I'll tell you that much.
Yay.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Mellow, back to switches for a second and lubing. Mellow Yellow's friend just...
Oh, you broke up there.
Yeah, you totally broke up. What'd you say?
Sorry. Mellow Yellow says a friend doesn't send you 300 switches to lube.
Well, this same friend did send me a ton of stuff to give away, so he gets as many switches lubed as he wants.
There you go. That's cool.
So that person, I was very happy to accept many switches. So, and then I do have another person that is sending me several hundred that is a paying gent, but he refused freebies, so he will be paying. But again, I'm happy to build your board on stream. I love to not have to pay for shipping. That much I'll say. I don't want to lose at it, but at the same time, it's free content, so I can't really be much of a beggar or a chooser in that regard. So, if you want, send me a ping. We'll get it worked out.
Do one of you want to explain what tub lubing is? Because we have a question on what tub lubing is.
Yeah. I think I want to hear what Jeff's explanation of tub lubing is.
Yeah, Jeff, tell us what tub lubing is.
Okay, so this I actually prefer for linears specifically. So I don't always go tub lube for tactiles. That said, basically what it is I actually bag lube as opposed to tub.
Sure.
I feel it gets more consistent, but anyways, preference, right? So what that is you take a tub or bag and you put some lube inside of it, and then you shake the shit out of it. And the stems, specifically the stems, and also with springs, hit the walls and pick up remnants of that lubrication. And if you shake it long enough, you're going to get a nice consistent coating across the entirety of the surfaces of that thing.
Yep. Okay, so he uses a bag. I use tubs. I use tubs like this for springs, and tubs like this for stems. And I put 205 grade 0 in these. I have some others over there that I use other types of lube for.
So that's the only thing you
3204, I
can
have a
do
105
with those little Glad tubs, those tiny ones.
Yep.
Nobody puts sauce in those. Nobody puts ranch in them. Tub lube.
Why do you have to shit out? Do you have to shake the shit out? I would
shake
love
all
you
the
so
shit
much.
out. Sapphire links.
Thank
Thanks
you
so much
for
for
the
the follow.
follow in Josh's stream.
Appreciate it. Yeah, because you should always shake the shit out of your switches. Like, you don't want shit
Always.
in your switches.
You don't want shit in your switches.
I know. Who the
That's bad news bears.
That's
That
bad
is
newsy
bad
bears.
news bears. Okay. So here's the deal, everyone. Everyone that's in Langlandia's stream, I'm going to end now.
Ooh.
Okay. We are going to build on Friday night at 8 p.m. Okay. And we're going to build this. We're going to finish it then. Okay. So that being said, oh, sorry, Sapphire. We are actually going to raid the other people that we're hearing in stream right now. So if you want to stay, come with us.
Thank you, bears.
So that being said, Friday night, 8 p.m., I'm going to actually build this keyboard. I will have a giveaway Friday night. I haven't announced what it is. It's not this board, but it will be something else. And then we are planning for August 5th. We're going to have a stream. I'm going to host a stream on my channel.
Oh, we're
that
doing
will
it.
Be
Virtual meetup.
a virtual meetup for whomever wants to join, and we'll have time slots, and
We're
we'll
gonna
sign
be there.
people up, and we'll swap people in for video and voice, and it'll be good. So and then also very, very exciting, a week from today I'm doing a dual build stream similar to this, except we're building the crown. So I have a purple build, Chewy has a white, and if you join, Chewy is giving away an entire set of peaches and cream, of GMK peaches and cream, and
Is he really?
I also will have a giveaway then. Yeah, he is. It's wild.
Is
So,
it his?
Are we
or
giving away a date
is
with
it
Jeff?
I
Asks
believe that it is. I don't know if it's his, but it's a set that he has. So
Sure. So I'm crazy jealous because I also have a crown coming and mine's in purple, but I got options that make it the like super stupidly bougie version, and as a result I have to wait for mine.
We
And I
have
was
some
gonna do a
questions
dual
on
stream with
tub-lubing
Chewy
for
too.
how much tub lube?
that's tough.
Are you sending
All right,
him
so
yours?
I'm going to stop shouting, and I'm going to have my channel raid you.
Oh, thank you.
And everyone that
Cool.
tuned into Langlandia tonight, thank you for the follows. Thank you for the subs. I will see you Friday
Indeed.
night if you join. And again, I'll have some giveaways and we'll have some fun. But for now, we'll raid these friends and we'll just continue to talk. So
Yay!
Thank you.
thank you very much.
Also, good luck on that
Ducky
stream, dude.
bears.
Thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
Good luck on that.
Thank you very much. Yeah, no, it's going to be fun.
I think it will be. Ooh, 27 people. You came over.
Thank you.
I wonder if that
Nice.
means there are 27 people who weren't already watching. So confusing
Antithetical.
how it works. Antithetical. Yeah, don't say it again. Don't say it again. Don't say it again.
Burgess Latra 1, thank you for the follow.
Hi, Raikami. How are you?
Raikami,
You're
what's
new.
up?
Hello.
Welcome and thank you.
Welcome.
Sapphire Links rock.
Oh, poor Sapphire.
The bougie version is gonna be worth it for your crown, Alwani. I agree. I'm happy I got all the bells and
Our
whistles.
thought is asking you to give away Microvision in the giveaway. No. Do not give away Microvision. We
Ooh.
love Microvision.
I can get another
That'd be
microvision to give away
microscope.
potentially. Microscope? Maybe get a cheap version of microvision to give away.
Maybe.
Go.
Yeah, this is the Ducky Shine 7, right, Kami? 4? The Shine.
So,
It's
Jeff,
all the
apparently Ducky
LEDs.
makes a full size?
Ducky does make a full size.
Do tell.
They make many.
Ducky makes a full size.
Do say exactly
end.
this thing. Okay, thanks, buddy.
That, I honestly don't know what else to say.
Yeah, they make a few.
Wait a minute, is that plate really that heavy? Wow, I'm shocked.
Is what plate?
Oh, this thick, like FR4 backing to this is like deceptively dense.
Seriously?
Yeah, they
Sapphire Links.
must have mixed it with something.
Who else is sharing on the stream? Who are you talking about?
You should turn your video on now, Jeff, so I can see when you do things like that. You're like, this
that's a good
FR4.
idea. That's
I
a
can't
good
wait,
idea.
by the way, until you get something other than a Logitech.
Don't hate. Remember,
I'm not hating. I know
Don't
you're
take that
new, but
haterade.
I want
not good
to
for
be
you.
able to see video. I'm not hating. There's
That's
no
like
hate.
drinking 205 grade zero
There's
water.
only
Don't do it.
love. Ooh, definitely don't do
it.
that.
Don't do that.
There is
Sapphire
there
Links,
is
I am
nothing but
tiny.
love.
The other voice you were hearing is Tiny Shiny Crumb. I am the mod for I Am You Are You's stream. I am also the mod for one of the mods for Lingalindia's stream.
Whoa.
And 1/3
Yeah, what up,
of
girl?
Kalanopes.
And
Hi.
TSC has become a staple on the stream because now she's voice overlord on all of my streams, which I like
Thank
better.
you guys. Thank you.
I like better.
I'm glad you guys enjoy it.
She's Siri.
Except for that one guy.
T-Wheels. She's Siri. I love all of you except for that one guy. What? Except for one of you. You know who you are.
No. That one guy who came in here is like, shut up. Chat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the guy who told you to stop reading all the messages and was like, you're just a clone of Nathan Kim.
I'm a mess right now, guys.
You're what?
Oh,
Making a
I
mess?
thought, thank you. Sapphire, I sound like a guy? Oh no. Oh dear.
Oh
What
dear.
happened?
She does not.
Sorry, I blacked out. Oh, okay.
No. Saying because Sapphire's ears are still ringing, from the
Oh.
word of the day.
I will have to discontinue word of the day. It is obviously not something that people enjoy.
I mean, I like it for the shock value. However, I also what the actual fuck is going on right
Oh my gosh. It freaked me out the first time, I ain't gonna lie.
TSC is so pleasing to listen to. No offense, Josh. Thank you guys.
That's okay. I have no problem with it.
I have a smooth jazz radio host voice.
Oh my god.
Smooth jazz.
A warning would be nice.
Yes, a warning would be nice.
A klaxon as the warning.
Oh man.
You frighten them with the warning that you're about to word of the day yell at them.
TDH says no, double down on word of the day, add like 3 really obscure words, and then try to bait people into saying them. I
That's
kind of like that
awesome.
too.
That's the best. You should really do
We
that.
Guys, we have a question about plates.
Oh,
Saram
let's
asks,
do this.
one last question about plates. So linears are better for carbon fiber. What do you prefer for poly plates? I know it's a softer plate.
I don't.
I mean,
I don't prefer poly plates.
That for me is tactile all day.
Yeah,
It will assist in any fatigue your fingers might feel from the rocketing down to the plate from a tactile.
there are
right.
certain materials that I
Rocket
actually
plate.
mostly just stay away from. Polycarb and PBT. Not good plates. IMO.
T-Wheels, thank you. I think that all 3 of us have good radio voices. Jeff and I do this voiceover thing professionally, and Josh just has a nice sounding voice.
Why, thank you.
I wonder, should we find a script?
You should read read
feel
or make
free.
up some crazy poetry or something funny. I think tonight's a light mood night. I think everybody kind of needs a light, funny mood.
That's like 2020 is a... Everybody
Yeah.
needs a light mood.
Everybody needs a little bit of lightning going on here because damn, Gina. This year.
Damn, Gina.
Damn,
You need to
Gina.
soothe everyone after word of the daying them.
Soothe us with the
I really do
dulcet
want you to do
tones
it more.
of your radio voice.
I can't
having
wait.
trouble deciding what I want to read.
English?
Ooh, that one.
Thank you. Thank you. That one.
Do you speak other
That-
languages?
That one, those ones, these ones. Does anybody in chat have ever listened to Thrilling Adventure Hour? I think I'm probably the only person.
Oh no, I've heard it.
I know you have. You're not in chat, are you?
I am in chat all the time. I am the
Cute.
person who
Story
watches
time,
my
story
stream
time.
most.
Aside from me.
Yeah, well, no. I mean, it literally, I've always watched it every time.
Saram says, luckily I got a poly and an aluminum plate for my 7V, trying to figure out what switches for it.
Aluminum or aluminium?
Oh man, we're doing this debate again?
No, we're not. There's no debate. If you're in America, it's aluminum.
Is there a method to which switches you snap in instead of just going across from left to right?
Yeah, so at first I was just snapping it in like here and there, anchors, and then I soldered those in. Now I'm snapping them in kind of wherever. On a steel plate, it doesn't matter once there's enough anchors and it won't move out of the way. But on something like polycarb, as an example, if I put a switch here, and a switch here, that's enough stability for me to put a switch here. But if I put a switch here and here, when I go to try and snap this middle one in, the plate's gonna bend out of the way and not work. So part of it's just like habit. Part of it's just habit. And this customer lubed and filmed these gat yellows himself, and a lot of the housings aren't snapped all the way down, so I'm having to snap them all the way down.
Yeah, those films are tough.
Gat-around switches don't really need them. They don't really need films, and for the most part, in my opinion. And thicker films especially, that's true. It just makes them more difficult to get together. That's my opinion. What's yours, Jeff? I know you were talking about putting films on something earlier.
I like to film things made by JWK. So my V2 tangerines have them. I've heard all the rage about lubing mobs, and I've lubed alpacas for friends, and like they really do sound better.
Alpacas are the hottest fucking linear around IMO when they're lubed and filmed. And any other JWK linear is going to be like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why when we were talking about earlier, I was like, oh yeah, I got in on those because I like them.
So we have some more questions about the virtual meetup, Jeff. When you post about that, will you post on your Instagram and the calendar?
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
That would be fabulous.
And it's a brand new idea, so you guys are going to see more to come on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to work out some details, and we may need to create a special one-off Discord server for it. Just that way we're not messing with friend requests or private calls or anything.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I can probably set up permissions in mine. I just, the logistics of it we haven't figured out yet. So
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah,
I think it really, really is a great idea.
So I agree.
We could do it more than just once, right? Like we could do it,
right?
Once every month.
Or once a quarter.
Fuck, we can't come together. Let's talk about keyboards. Who wants to have a chat? And if you can't get in this time, maybe we'll have it. It'll be a 2-hour thing, and we do 10-minute slots.
Well, like a panel,
buffer,
like a Comic-Con panel type thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
But I also want, like, and I don't want to sound pejorative when I say this, I would also want, quote unquote normies to be able to be on video
I don't want
to chat, you know what I mean?
Limit this to the streamers only. Like,
right.
That's why we need to set it up. Well, I mean, that's why I think we need to set it up with like a Discord, and then we can stream it out or whatever, and then all you have to do to be in the stream is get on the Discord server,
and then we can drag you in,
and you get dragged into the chat, and like then you can talk about your key. You know what I mean? The only deal is
any questions that you want, because a lot of people come to meetups to ask questions.
Sapphire, you're correct. Every person in existence is a normie to a degree. TBH, pejorative is not one of the words of the day, because that is a commonly used feature in my lexicon. So
yes,
but antithetical is
lexicon
not.
Could be.
I refrained really hard from screaming just then.
I know. I was gonna say shit. I said it again. I was like, dang it, why did I do that?
T-Wheels has a question.
Yeah. T-Wheels, what's up, man?
So, question: would you recommend? Do you have a place to recommend where I can put Durex tabs? I hear they're going to be better for explosions.
To get what? Durex tabs?
Durex tabs. Either one of you or somebody in chat. Anybody.
Yeah. AliExpress. Or typer.tools, which is Disco Crocodiles.
I am a very big fan of my buddy Elvin over at KP Republic.
Oh, yeah.
Watch Novel Keys. They get in the purple Durex tabs every now and again. But I have to give a shout out for Elvin at KP Republic, because every time I order something, and the only reason I know his name is because he was like, "Oh, I noticed you're a returning customer. Thank you so much for your patronage. I'm sending out your order today." Like, he just sends an email associated with my account. Like, he's so cute.
Have you been getting stuff from them recently though? Fast?
The only thing, well, I mean, it takes like 4 or 5 weeks because you have to deal with China shipping and then customs, right?
Sure.
Oh, and I1A, Amazon Awesome has them from Zug Gear as well.
Truth.
But no, they don't come quickly, I will say that, but they are priced fairly. And I do know that they come here, and the only item I'm waiting for from him right now is a PCB to come in stock. And he said he messaged me. He's like, "Do you want to wait, or do you want me to cancel your order and you can reorder next time?" And I was like, "No, dude, I'll just wait. Thanks for the heads up." Like,
yeah, communication.
Iowa,
Oh my God, the only thing you needed to do.
Loving the stream with Josh, Lang, and TSC more. Thank you. We have a question from Osek Panda. Tangerines are my favorite linear, and I kind of hate the creams I have. What's the cream hype? Am I being too hard on them?
No. They're really good. And if you ignore tangerines and alpacas, and Helios, IMO, they're the best. But if you don't ignore those things, then they're not the best. And Gad inks. I'll throw Gad inks in there also.
Yeah, black inks.
Yeah, black.
Great.
Yeah, black inks.
And creams really do start to sing once you've used them for a while.
Yeah.
Right?
Also, the sound, especially on certain plate materials, is kind of outrageously good. So if you care less about the feel and more about the sound, your opinion and mine might be different. I do primarily care more about sound than feel. However, I still need the feel to be really good, and I think they're lacking in that department comparatively. You know, subject to change.
Without notice.
Maybe I'll find some cool way of building them that I never thought of before, and I'll be like, man, this is awesome. Or some special hack to lubing them that I never did before. They are good switches though, but you just have to keep in mind that there's competition that's, in my opinion, just better.
So Nebulant has a really great comment. Nebulant said, "What I love about meetups is talking with new people that are excited. I spend the whole day doing that." I think that's one of the best parts talking with people that you already know, getting to meet up with your friends from the Cube community that you met, but absolutely meeting new people and talking about boards and asking questions about other boards that you're interested in. You guys go ahead and give your opinions because you have more of experience than I do, but definitely, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
So I'm an extrovert, so I like really going to places where there's people and meeting them. I know Lingolandia is pretty extroverted as well.
I am not.
Wow, how dare
I'm an
you,
introvert.
So when I will say the first meetup I went to was NorCal, not this last year, but the one before, and I felt a little outsider-ish, though I did meet some people that I talked to a bunch at the event, and I was pretty happy about that. But I did feel a little bit like I was an outsider. Like there was some big names there, and they were, just big personalities in the scene, right? And it wasn't like it was elitist, but it was like I didn't know as much as I needed to know to be going toe to toe with some people, but with other people like who weren't names at all, it was like super down to earth. So I think that was pretty cool. I think every other meetup I've been to has been really awesome experience for me. Not that one was a bad experience. It was a good experience. Just it was I don't know, it was a little different than the rest. So I still liked it, and I went to other ones, but when I went to Seattle, that was ridiculously cool. When I went to Utah, which was a small one, it was super cool. When I went to NorCal this last year, it was super cool, and when I went to SoCal, it was super cool. Like, they're just cool. Nebulant, you think we have an accidental photo together at NorCal 2018? Dude, post, please.
Raikami says, I haven't been to a meetup, would love to go. Definitely show up to the one that Jeff is going to be hosting on August 5th. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Hop in the Discord, participate. It'll be wonderful.
Tiny. Thanks for the raid.
Hi, friend. Mex on deck. Thank you also for the raid.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Two of you raided at the same time.
Raidy Bears today.
Tiny with 74 and Mex on deck with 43. Goodness. Thanks for those raids.
Jeepers.
Thanks for those raids, guys. Yeah.
Also, Jeff Leopard, hi friend.
So all of you that just joined, check this out. Now you have to do it because you were telling everybody's audience. August 5th, virtual meetup.
Yes.
Lingolandia hosting.
So today
coordinating.
in the chat, we were talking about a concern over meetups, and we would like to make this a monthly thing. So we're going to start, and we're working out the details right now. But on August 5th, we're going to host, I'll create a Discord, I'll figure out all the details. But on August 5th, we're going to host a virtual meetup for anyone that wants to chat about keyboards, feels like they're alone, or just wants to hang out. We're going to start doing that more frequently. So
Thank you so much for that.
Look for more
by the
details
way.
to come, and we'll put it together, and we'll see if we can't make it be a staple thing for us while we're all stuck inside
Absolutely.
being safe. So
The Rona.
Mhm.
Yes.
Beard Disease, thanks for the follow.
Chewy, SSMB,
SSMB.
and Beard Disease. Thank you all so much for the follow.
Thank you guys. Yeah. Yeah. Basically, we need to still have meetups. We need to not let this fundamentally change how our community works. Now, obviously, it won't be the same as a normal, like, go to it kind of meetup, but I know we're gonna do our best to make it as good as it can be. You have our support, Jeff.
Love it.
Absolutely.
And Tiny, you're already on the same wavelength. Earlier in my stream, I was talking about how I'm trying to figure out how to do karaoke occasionally on my streams.
Yeah.
And so pretty sure we're going to have to do that on that stream. So
I've seen Tiny at karaoke before.
listen, I hope Tiny slays.
She's way better than me. That's all I can say. Hey, and on this karaoke, Tiny, we can have more than just Corona.
This is true. Tiny,
can drink
this
whatever
is
we
Tiny
want in our
Shiny
house.
Crumb, and Lingolandia is all. These are the you're hearing, not showing on the screen.
You cut out there for a second.
Oh, did I?
Tiny shiny crumb.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh. But yes, sorry. I am the mod and voice in stream. Or stream Siri, I
Dog
guess
hair
is
don't
what people
care
are
is
calling me.
beatboxing. What? Yeah.
Oh man.
Nice.
That's
Yes.
that'll be amazing.
I think that could probably be
That
arranged.
That is Josh, an accidental
Nebulan.
picture from NorCal.
That is
Is it?
Josh. Yes.
No, from NorCal 2018, I probably looked
Neb with
way
the
better than I
OG
look
pic.
now.
Oh my god.
Neb
yeah.
with the OG pick.
What up, Nib? Yeah, we
Okay,
totally
so
stood
I
there and
need
talked
to-
about cool stuff. Is that a
So I
Hasselblad?
need
Nebulin,
to-
that's awesome.
Sorry.
Sorry, I need to dip out. I need to check on my wife and my kids, and I've been with you guys for a while. So enjoy the rest of the build. I'll pop in and watch the rest of the VOD later.
Boys and girls seeing this. Sorry.
What?
Sorry,
Why
go
are you
ahead.
mad? Oh, that camera though, right?
Hasselblad. My man. Okay, yeah. Jeff,
Okay.
love
Jeff,
you, Bears.
Thank you so much for hanging out tonight.
Oh,
This
you know
was
what? You know
wonderful.
what? This is okay. So hold on. I'm
Oh, do you have a script to read for us?
Oh,
no,
yeah.
The day may be in question of the 5th.
Okay. Yeah.
Just in the interest of
Fairness.
being wise, because the 5th is an interview with the gentleman of Key Cult with Mex on Deck, and the reason I say that is because so many people are interested in knowing their process and maybe don't catch a lot of Key Cult streams, so it might be wise if we try for a different.
Like maybe the next week.
It may change, I don't know, but it may be in flux, so I want to
Okay.
figure that out. So,
Yeah. So TBD, but tentatively that
yeah,
thereabouts.
the 5th. So
Thereabouts.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Love you.
We love you, guy.
Love,
it easy.
love, many hearts.
I'll let you.
Much
Love you,
many
Bears.
hearts. Bye. Love you, Bears.
Your disease,
All right.
man. Seeing you solder compared to how I soldered my first key last week was insane, dude. Yeah, man. Like, I try to do okay. I feel like I do an okay job with the soldering.
Soldering.
So Tiny, how was
I'm
your
gonna
stream?
throw-
If you're still in. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna throw the socials up really quick. But yes, Tiny, how was your stream?
And Mex on Deck.
And Max on Deck, yes.
Thank you guys for those raids, by the way. Dem raids, dough.
Tiny lubed a total of 20 switches in
Nice.
5 hours. Damn.
Well, hopefully there was at least drinking involved.
I mean,
I guess I
I
need to
am
drink
best
more.
luber.
I need to apparently drink more on my streams in 5 hours.
TBF myth. We did Mythbusters involving marbles. Nice. To be
Nice.
fair.
Dog hair,
We learned
don't
about
care. Love that
conspiracy
name.
Theories revolving around marbles, the game. Okay.
Wait, there are conspiracy theories revolving around this? Who conspired against who for what?
Oh, you mean like the marbles game that they play in? Well, Jeff was playing and the Mex on Deck guys were playing in some of their stuff. Boost is real. I thought Boost was a lie.
Boost is real.
Or Boost is rigged? I'm very confused.
No. Tiny's be hiring some lube underlings. Haha. Nice. Lube underlings. I mean, if you can only do 20 in 4 hours, so 5 switches an hour, I agree. You should definitely hire lube underlings.
Lubelings.
Your time is worth more than that, than what you're going to get from that.
We have a question. Raikami says, is medium format mirrorless worth it?
I mean, medium format is awesome. I don't know if it's worth it. Depends on what you're doing. Nebulent probably has better things to say about it, but personally,
Lubelings. I love it.
I think it depends on what you're doing with your camera. I mean, honestly, like, I am a big fan of full frame cameras, but like, even APS-C is fully adequate for certain types of photography. I just like that shallow depth of field.
Dog hair don't care, and it's Kubachek. Thank you for the follows.
Thank you so much, guys.
Sorry, I interrupted your thought.
No. I mean, I was talking about cameras, which are frankly not as important as Keebs on the Keeb stream.
Fair. Jeff Leopard says, I will lube your switches, Tiny.
Nice.
Aw.
Mr.
Tiny made you
Leopard.
do it. Sony A7, is it A7 III is a great all-rounder?
It is. I have a Sony
Hey, I remembered
A7R2.
one.
I have an A7R2 right here. Hi. Man, we're like done almost.
That over-the-shoulder camera, though.
That OTS though. Aughts though.
Tiny, yes, Lingolandia was offering free lube services.
He was. I love that he's offering it. I can't imagine it'll last. Lubing will
I
make
can't
you
either.
inundated if you offered that for free. Honestly, even charging for it, I've had too many people, even early on, offering to pay for Switch lubing service, which is why I refuse to do it if it's not associated with the board build that I'm doing. So I hope it goes well for him.
So we have a couple more questions. Ozzy asks, what is the lens on the over-the-shoulder camera? And Art Thought asks, any tips for getting started on streaming for keeps? I want to, but I'm not sure how to go about it. So anybody who's streamer in here, please do chime in, and then over-the-shoulder camera.
So I'll answer that one first. So over-the-shoulder cam is that's the Zeiss Sonar f1.8 lens. So that's the 55 millimeter. I think. Yeah, it is. Yep, 55 millimeter f1.8 prime lens. And then this one is a Tamron 28 to 75 f2.8 lens, and then the one that's on the face cam is a kit lens because plenty of light. But I have thought about getting an f1.4 because that's an APS-C camera. I have thought about getting like an f1.4 16 millimeter Sigma lens. Use 28 millimeter for your face cam, Aussie. Yeah, I'm just way closer. Like we're at what is this, 16, so this is 16 millimeter lens at this wide open. Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of what I'm doing now. Any tips for getting started on streaming for Keebs? You want to, but you're not sure how to go about it. Honestly, if you're streaming in general, the number one thing you need to do is have good sounding audio. The audio needs to be not annoying for people to listen to in general. That's the number one recommendation that I can have. So you don't necessarily have to break the bank doing it. You can use noise gates and stuff built into OBS. Or not built in, but you can use noise gate software, and you can set up compression and all of that when you're just getting started. But definitely make sure that it sounds decent. Otherwise, people will leave your stream.
Chewy's got some good tips to space your builds out and stick to a schedule. Too many streamers build too many too fast and run out of content. So that is a good one. Consistency is key. And get yourself a radio voice like that you made. Wow, that is super flashy. Holy cow. I mean, you can get voice lessons, but that's a long time in development. But yeah, just practice your voice. And honestly, you don't have to have an amazing radio voice. You can just practice your voice by meaning like how you want to talk to people, not necessarily like diction or anything like that.
Okay.
Steal Kate's vocal cords. Gotcha. Okay, that's funny. Yeah, please don't steal my vocal cords. I actually use them for work.
Yeah, she uses them. Please do not steal.
An Australian accent helps. So find somebody who's Australian, get Mr. Trev to mod, and just go there.
Just go there. I think having some kind of okay camera setup is important, but yeah.
Or Aussie, yeah.
I think that having some kind of okay camera setup is important, but it doesn't have to be stellar if you're just starting out. And then spend some time working on getting your overlays and stuff tweaked before you start streaming. You don't have to have beast mode overlays, but have something that's legible and understandable and well laid out and simple. Plenty of templates available out there.
Make a Kate soundboard. Yes, you could do that.
Soundboard. Have Siri narrate your stream.
Have Siri narrate your stream.
I'm trying to remember. Okay, this goes here. I was like, where's this grounding one go? It goes right here.
Tiny, that's fair. Going to Florida when it stops being crazy, I feel like that's a good life choice.
Yeah.
Solid life choice.
Wait until it's not crazy there.
Yeah.
That's never.
Maybe not waiting until it's not crazy, because I mean, guys, it's Florida. Let's be honest. But
have you ever played Florida Man?
Hide your kids, hide your vocal cords.
Have you ever played Florida Man? No,
hide your keebs, hide your kids, hide your vocal cords.
I should take that back. I actually like Florida just fine in terms of traveling to it temporarily. I could never live there. It's way too humid for me. I live somewhere that is humid, and I do not want to go someplace more humid. Yeah, but it's not infinity degrees there all the time and humid.
True. It's infinity degrees and humid in Florida.
Yeah, so I personally, I think Florida's okay to visit. You love the humidity. That's cool, man. Like, if you like it, then you should be all about it. You cut out there for a second again. I don't know what's going on with you. So this is kind of cool. This Ducky Shine has like a nice top case. It's investment cast aluminum. Very obviously investment cast aluminum, but like it's pretty nice. It feels kind of heavy. I do recommend. The top looks and feels great. There's a couple tiny little nicks right there, but I think those were there anyway. So. You lived in California for a few years and loved the dry heat. Coming back to Maine, you feel so sticky. Man, I'm in such a dry part of California that even going to other parts of California, I feel sticky. Like, I'm so used to it now. Like I grew up less than 100 miles.
Sticky. Okay, sorry, I had to rejoin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I live in the desert in California, and it's I don't like it when I'm not here anymore.
Ooh, we've got a you'll
In
like
terms
it
of the
asks,
humidity.
what's the main purpose of connecting an Elgato Cam Link 4 or encoder if I'm able to connect my Canon MK3 directly to my computer with a USB cable it comes with?
So it depends. You're using what did you say? You're using a Canon Mark III, so a 5D Mark III, I'm guessing you're talking about. Is that what you're saying? Please be more specific.
I would love to go someplace less humid than here because it's gross. Like I can't stand the humidity.
So,
it's disgusting.
I think Canon 5D Mark III only has USB 2, and it sends an uncompressed stream, so it's sending like some smaller stream down, right? Does it allow for clean HDMI output across its USB link? I know it does across its I know it allows for it
I have to step away
across.
for a sec, guys. I'll be right back.
I'd have to look at the specifics of that camera and its output, but for the most part, up until very recently, there were no cameras that did clean high def USB out. And the only thing that does it now is like the M50 and the M200, I want to say, and maybe the new R6 and R5. I'm not sure about them. I now know bone chilling cold and unbearably hot. Yeah, which would you prefer, Nebulant? Because I'm definitely a bone chilling cold over unbearably hot kind of guy. I just don't like humid either. So I guess basically I need to live in like Montana or something. Yeah, I like cold more too. But I can air condition the heat away fairly well. And you die from exposure less quickly, generally speaking, in the heat than you do in the cold. Not that well, it depends on how hot it is, and it does get very hot here, but generally speaking, it's a little bit longer. So I'm very much very much prefer the cold, but I understand that a lot of people like the hot more.
So you're saying it takes a lot longer for you to dehydrate than to freeze?
Yes. My boyfriend and I have had to compromise on AC. Yeah, I just run my AC all the time. My power bill's like $600 this month. These have been getting okay reviews for Camlink alternatives. Not as good, but for the price they're very good. It's 66 in my house right now. HDMI video capture. Well, that's very inexpensive. It's USB 3. Does it do an uncompressed stream out? No, it's USB 2, so it has to be compressed. So that's one issue with it. So that compression is going to take time. So there's going to be a delay, a non-zero delay, a non-perceived zero delay. There will be some number of milliseconds delay between what you do on video and what comes through that port. You're going to have to figure out what that is. And you're going to have to change your mic or your audio settings in OBS to be delayed by a certain amount. It's easy enough to do, but it's required. There are no USB 2 inputs that can take a 1080p 30 frame in and make it and do it at full rate, pretty much, from any cam, as far as I know.
Epsilon says, just got home. You're almost done. Whoop whoop.
Man, this keyboard is
Getting
like
close.
Pretty much done. Yeah, we just need to throw the keycaps on there, test her all out.
Have we decided what keycaps we're using?
Yeah, we're gonna use the ones that came with it because it's
that's
the
right.
customer's keycaps.
That's right.
Plus, it's got all that shine through, and as much as I don't love Ducky keycaps, they're gonna show off that shine, baby. The Ducky shine. All right, with them
Live up to its name.
with them gat yellows.
Gat. Jeez.
Them gats. Gats. It's like shots,
Yeah,
but
got.
sounds good.
Yeah, that board is.
Oh, it's got the shine. It's even
Right.
called the shine. The Ducky shine. Yeah, it does sound pretty good, actually. I'm
It
pretty.
does sound quite nice.
We'll do a sound. We'll do a type and test. Some sound at the end.
Right, Kami, I'm about 4 hours north of Chicago. So I hear you where with the whole lake snow. Yeah, lake effect snow, it's a thing.
Did he say lake effect snow?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, don't know how that works.
And the polar vortex, yeah, that's a thing.
I don't know
Yeah.
what you just said. I don't even
Nothing
know what
like
that means.
walking outside and instantly freezing. That's fun. Or getting weather alerts saying don't go outside without any kind of coverings on your fingers for more than 20 minutes, or you will get frostbite.
You will lose them.
You will lose your fingers. That's fun.
I mean, I've heard that it's fun. What are you talking about? That sounds
It's Scuba
terrible.
Check. This is Tiny Shiny Crumb. I'm the mod for this stream.
Ooh, what up?
That's who you're hearing.
TSC in the house. TSC in the house. Just saying.
Minterly, hello, hello.
Ooh, what's up, Minterly? How you doing? So I don't know if you heard, Minterly, but yeah, this is for real. It's a Ducky Shine 7. So I don't know if you heard, if you were in here earlier, but we were all talking to Jeff. We did a dual stream earlier with Mr. Langalandia, and
The whole crew is here.
and there's gonna be a virtual meetup. That's gonna happen.
August 5th. Virtual meetup.
Tentatively August 5th. More details to come soon. TM. Soon, TM.
Soon. TM. Watching. Stay tuned to Instagram for further updates.
Oh, that's where print screen goes. Come on, you. Can I get it off without it? No. Man, these caps are
that
real
whole
tight.
thing with people throwing boiling water outside when there's a polar
Oh, that's a
vortex
real
and
thing.
freezing.
But don't do
It's
it.
a real thing. Don't do it because half the time people do it and they throw it into the wind and then it comes back on them and they get burned, which
badly.
is really dumb.
Yeah, it does actually need to all get up into the air.
Yeah. How do you stand the cold?
You don't. You stay inside.
You don't. You stay inside and you just deal with it until you find a way to leave and move.
Leave and move. Or you wear, like clothes that are made for
Yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah. Or blankets. Lots and lots of fuzzy socks and blankets.
Pretty sure most people just wear clothes for it.
You moved back to it. Wow.
Who? Who?
Nebulant.
Oh yeah. I actually like. I mean, I like the cold, but I've also not had to live in unbearable cold before. Like I had some family in Iowa where I, for a while, lived in it one winter.
Start a campfire in your living room and insurance for the damages.
Jesus. Wow. I just want to be clear. The stream does not condone insurance fraud. Don't do that.
So yeah, don't do that. So funny story, when I was in college and we were really, really poor, one way that we would heat our apartment was we would just burn a bunch of candles.
Really?
Yeah.
Like how many BTUs does a freaking candle put off? It's not that many.
Enough to we would hang
It
up
noticeably warmed the area?
Yes, it did. Because we would in between the rooms we would hang up blankets to keep the air in one room in. But burn enough candles in one room and it will do enough to actually raise the level of the heat in the room.
Enough will. I'm just like, how many is enough?
Five or six candles.
I feel like it's cheaper to buy gas and heat your house.
I'm cheap, college kids.
Yep.
Broke college kids. Go to the dollar store, get some candles. Now, is it safe? Not really.
I just feel like $6 of candles is cheaper than $6 worth of heating fuel for that day. I thought it would be the case.
You don't burn it all the time. You only burn it for a little while.
Oh, so these candles last much longer than one day is what you're saying.
Blankets are weak against fire. Yes, they do last more than one day.
Somebody say blankets are weak against fire?
Yes.
Dog hair don't care. Yep. Don't
obviously
burn blankets.
Be careful, but yeah, I would we would go to like TJ Maxx and go to the crappy cheap candle section or dollar store and get candles there. And get you look for the cheap 3-wick ones because there's more candle for your bang for your buck.
Yeah. But big nice candles burn for a really long time sometimes.
Yes.
I had like some giant 3-wick cathedral candle that would like burn for, I think it was something, I don't remember how long it said it would burn for, but it was like 1,000+ hours. It was not cheap though. It was beeswax.
Oh yeah, that would be incredibly expensive.
But it burned forever. Like,
yeah, when you live in Rikami, when you live in a small place in Chicago, a small candle actually does do a lot.
Really? I mean, whatever, man. I'll take your word for it.
Is there
I know
a
very
before
little.
typing test video somewhere?
There is not. I did not take a typing test video of it before, but I should have, and I thought about that as I was right after I finished soldering it all back together. But I mean, customer obviously knew what it was like. But I should have. I mean, basically, it had somewhat rattly stabs, like, and it had, you know, these reds, these MX reds.
Yeah, that is a string of solder behind the chat. Keep noob. Nebulant, there's a school here near where I live that has underground tunnels so people can keep out of the snow.
Really? That's kind of awesome.
Yeah. It's in Green Bay. St. Norbert's.
That's freaking awesome. Man, this is John Big.
I think also UW Green Bay also has that. It's one of the two.
Nebulant, man, that picture was awesome. Thank you for showing me. That's freaking cool. I think I didn't bring any keyboards at all. Any at all. None whatsoever.
You like it? Sounds like Mexico-U.S. border tunnels. I mean, maybe there are Canada-U.S. border tunnels north of here, probably in Minnesota. Yeah.
Oh, it helps if I'm on Switch Hitter. I was like, why didn't that do its thing? Did you talking about border tunnels?
Yeah, there was a comment about that. Sapphire says, my schools just panic every time there's an 1/8 inch of snow on the rare occasion that it did snow and they'd close school. Nebulant says,
yeah.
I remembered we talked for quite a while and I'm only realizing now that it was you.
It happens. It was nice to talk to you. I do remember you when I saw a picture, like, honestly.
How do you get Switch Hitter to work is a question as well. Sorry.
How do you get Switch Hitter to work? You download it, you install it, you click this button right here, you make sure that you click on the window itself so that it has focus, and then when you hit switches, it just does its thing. That's literally all I've ever done to get it to work. I've never had any problems with it.
Click which button? Can you do it again? Slower this time, please.
Clear reload. You just be in the window and you just hit buttons. I mean, I've never seen anything else. Too fast. Sorry. Yeah, I've literally just never seen anyone have a problem with it.
Well, I mean, sometimes people have questions.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's just that, like, are you having an issue with it actually working, or like, have you actually installed it? If not, or if you have and it's not working, I believe there's a problem that's related probably to your computer or keyboard, right?
It wasn't working for me, but a random online one worked for my PCB testing, says Woody.
Okay.
Pat is a juice box. So while I was lurking for a bit, I heard camera lens talk.
Oh, we were talking about camera lenses. We were specifically talking about what lenses are in use right here. And I have currently what's being used is the Sony Zeiss Sonar 55mm f1.8 prime lens on the overhead. That's over the shoulder rather. That's this camera. So this overhead camera is using a Tamron 28-75 f2.8 lens. The one in front of me is a crop body. It's a Sony a50-100 that's using a kit lens. So it's using literally the 16 to 55 or 16 to 50 f3.5 to 5.6. I thought about, and I will one day get a better lens for this. Probably I want to get the crop, the 16mm f1.4 Sigma DG lens, just so I can get a little bit of blurring in the background, a little bit of bokeh. However, we've used other lenses on stream before. Way back in the day, the face cam. Way back in the day, the face cam, we actually used this manual focus Rokinon 24mm f1.4. Way back in the day. Very few of you would remember any of that. And then for a little while, we used this overhead Samyang 35 f1.4 autofocus lens as the overhead. But this lens will sometimes lose focus and go pretty blurry. Like,
so we have a couple of comments.
In video.
Pratt Penguino, I love the name by the way. That over the shoulder camera quality is chef's kiss. Raikami says, by the way, if anyone needs a crop 55mm Sony lens, let me know. Denny Man says, have you tried the new Silk from Novel Keys?
I have not, but I am looking forward to it. I'm sure I will soon.
Curliest Fry says, does switch hitter capture Windows key or print screen so system doesn't trigger those keys?
It does both of those things. It captures both of those.
Sapphire links, yes, when you're done building that PC, definitely drop a link so we can see the specs and maybe a picture of
I want to see it. I totally want to see it. The thing that it does not capture, that switch hitter does not capture, is this calculator button and all of these media keys. They will still actuate, so it doesn't show them exactly. Those things still happen to your computer. That's my finding. Come on. Q, A, and then all we have is these media keys, which I'm gonna unplug this thing for.
People Minded says it also won't capture the function key or like your layer key. Denny Man asks, should I get a set of black inks or the new silk switches? What do you guys think? Chat, do you have any recommendations?
Should I get the what or the what?
A set of black inks or the new silk switches?
I would go with black inks if you're between those two. Black inks are tried and true, pretty good. Pretty good. They're a solid linear option. Okay, so we're gonna clear this again, and we're gonna...
All the more reason to want a key that has VIA support for the matrix tester. Says dog care, don't care.
Boom. I missed that one.
Boom. Glow sticks.
Boom, glow sticks. Whee!
from all of your old rave days.
I mean, this doesn't take too much coordination to do, I don't think. I think that's how it goes.
Right.
Scratch even after lubing because I have lubed creams right now. I believe that GAT black inks are less scratchy than... They feel better than creams. IMO. Almost made me want to get my Ducky.
Almost made me want to get my Ducky 1 2 SF out again.
Nice. Yeah, so we're gonna do a typing test on this. That's what we're gonna do.
Pat is Box says,
Pat is Box.
I personally use a Fuji X-T2 with a couple of, and I'm gonna say, is it Nikkor or Nikon lenses?
Nikkor.
Okay, Nikkor. 28 millimeter f2.8. I'm going to screw these up because I'm not a camera person. So Josh, maybe you want to actually read that.
28 millimeter f2.8, a 55 f3.5 macro, and a 105 2.5. I also use a focal reducer to get near full frame results at the sake of speed. I just need to get another capture card, possibly a dummy battery, so I can use your Fuji as a webcam. Fuji X-T2 is micro 4/3, right? Is it crop? Is it APS-C or is it? I feel like the X-T2. I'm less familiar with the Fujis. It's been a while since I've been pretty into cameras too. It's not. Yeah, okay. I was like, maybe it's just APS-C or standard crop factors. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, okay, APS-C. I was like, I thought it wasn't, but I had to look. Okay, yeah, so I haven't used the Fuji X-T2 at all. I love full frames. The cost is really high though, so APS-C, you're gonna save a lot of money. If you go to something like what Nebulant was sporting there with that Hasselblad, that medium format, and I think, did I see you at NorCal this last year, Nebulant? And were you rolling around with a Nikon medium format also? Yeah, that with it like a 16 to 35 or something, not a 16 to 35, but somewhere in that ballpark range with like a f4, right? Is that what you were? It was a Fuji medium format. That's right. Okay.
I'm going to interject with something key related. T-Wheel says, if you beat your record word per minute, you have to main this board from now on.
I mean, this isn't my board, so I'm definitely not going to main it. But I will set up the audio. GFX 100 gang.
Gang. How did I lose? This has been a fun experiment tonight. I'm losing. Can anybody not hear me or not hear Josh?
Yeah, you guys can't hear me. How long have you not been able to hear me?
A while. I thought it was me.
How long
then
is
you
a
just
while?
started talking. Maybe the last 2 minutes?
Oh, yeah. I muted to move the mic. Sorry.
Yep, and then you didn't unmute. I thought
Sorry,
it was
boys
me.
and girls. Sorry, boys and girls. All right, so the compressor's off. The noise gate's off. You can certainly hear things in the background now as I mute things out. And here we go.
You said that's not your keyboard, and that
Yeah.
was it.
Yeah, this isn't my keyboard, so I'm definitely not going to main it. I was talking about cameras, but we'll go back to that in a sec. Sorry.
Back to Keebs.
Yeah, sorry
Back
about
to
that.
your regularly scheduled Keeb stream.
Okay, so you guys ready for some typing sounds? Is this good enough? I think it's good. Here, let's get you guys some
typing test.
Typing.
Put a guess in
let's
the
do
chat.
this. Actually, it sounds amazing. This thing sounds amazing for an OEM. All right, so here we go. Monkey type. 75. Yep. Yeah. This ding, 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 ding,
Nice.
ding, 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 ding. I don't know.
win, but I win
I think it
now.
actually sounds really good. I'm hoping that the customer really loves it. I am happy though that I did not put a Band-Aid under there.
What's
Like-
on the space bar? It's kind of hard to see.
It's it actually looks really cool. I'm totally gonna hold it up so you guys can see it. Let me move the mic and stuff out of the way. All right, let me turn the settings back up.
Your volume just went way up. It does sound really good.
Yeah. Okay. My volume should be okay now. Hopefully. Yeah?
Yeah, you sound good. Better now.
Okay. So we're going to turn this off, and I will hold this up so you guys can actually see what's on the spacebar.
Enhance.
I think it looks cool. I don't know what they are exactly.
Oh,
Some
that
kind
very
of cats
cool.
or mice or something.
I
Look
think
like
they're little
cats.
bunnies with holding some coins.
But they look super cool.
Oh, they're little mice.
But I hate the keycaps anyway because they're junky double shot PBT. But they look cool. If you want an RGB keyboard, you want backlighting or a shine through, I would definitely recommend one of these if you're going with the OEM route. Like Ducky makes really solid boards. I still prefer the IKBC MF108, which is what TSC actually has, because it's an all metal board, but they're not always available, and these are always available. I don't generally recommend OEMs, and I don't actually recommend this OEM or that OEM over a nice custom. But if this is what you want, if this is the kind of result you want, I think it's actually pretty cool. Is it Year of the Rat? So these are rats. Oh yeah, that's Shine
There's some
7. It
cute
was Year of the
little
Rat
ratties.
edition. Okay. So what we are gonna do is we're gonna tear this out, and we're gonna
Are you gonna unplug it?
yeah. 1.425 kilograms, or
What is that in ounces?
3 pounds, 2.2 ounces, which is pretty good. I mean, it's full size, so you got to keep in mind it doesn't feel super heavy for its size, but it doesn't feel like there's a distinct lack of any chunk. For an OEM board, it feels good. I think the IKBC MF108 weighs in at 5 pounds, like 5 ounces, if I recall correctly. But it's all aluminum shell, so it is a little bit heavier. It does have a steel plate, right? So it does feel heavy because of that. Partially it's this aluminum, this investment cast aluminum top. I don't know, man. I would rock one of these at my work if I had the option, because I'm mostly stuck with rubber domes, bruh.
Ew.
I have a couple mechs there, like one vintage one and one where I pulled all of its crappy switches out and put some other switches in it, and they're okay. But most of the time, more often than not, I'm stuck with a rubber dome. Topra, yeah, so rubber domes. Joking, man, come on. Ah, man. You'll like it. Thanks, man, for being willing to go out there. I do give Topra a lot of I give Topra a lot of crap. And here's the deal: if you like whatever it is, great. That picture that Nebulant posted earlier, for what it's worth, I remember pretty distinctly because I was new to the hobby when I went to that. There was a guy there that had a oh man, what's the Cooler Master transplant into a nice case, yes, a Norba Touch, because it had the Norbauer case. So it was pretty nice, and it had BKE heavies is what he told me. I think he actually had BKE lights in it, because I ended up buying that FC980C that Jeff Leopard now owns and putting BKE heavies in it. And I really loved right when I felt the other board, and then I tried that and I was like, man, I can't do this. I don't love it as much as I thought I would. It wasn't Huey's Nebulant. It was a guy named Sam from Texas. That's all I know. I think it was Sam. Anyway, nice dude, nice board. It felt great, but then I ended up trying it out and not liking Topra after that. And I still have yet to feel a Topra board that I'm in love with. So I talk a lot of trash about it, but I have felt a board that was Topra that I did like. So I will give you all that. And if you like it, if you like Topra, then go for it. Jeff Leopard, yeah, heavy's not as good as lights. I swapped in lights after I bought it. Yeah, I don't blame you, man. I was like,
so
okay.
This is why you're friends with Jeff? Mutual hatred of Topra?
With Langalandia? Oh.
Yes.
Nah, I mean, it's a joke. Yeah, it's just a joke.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a joke, right? Because seriously, the right option is the one that feels good to you, the one that you like to use. The end, right? Like, if you like Cherry MX Browns, then that's the right thing for you. And there's really no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Pat Mech, thank you so much for the follow. I don't know what happened to my stream sounds, but
thank you for the follow.
It's Kubacek. Oh, that was like 40 minutes ago, but
yeah,
I like that
got
one.
That one.
Thanks. Okay.
I got it.
So everybody, if you aren't already following or subbed, consider going and clicking that button. And also thank you guys for sticking around, hanging out for the rebuild of this awesome Ducky Shine. And honestly, I like it. I would rock it. It would be a thing that would work for me. And I like full size, so no hatred there.
Thank you for sticking around for 3 hours and 50 minutes.
Yeah, sorry. It was a rebuild. It was bound to take a while. Yeah, it's all preference. There's no wrong choice. If it's that you like, yeah, no, you're not wrong. You're totally right. Jeff Leopard, good night, man.
Good night, Jeff.
Everybody, I love hanging out with you guys. I really do. I'm gonna pop in
with you guys.
I'm gonna pop in and see who's streaming right now. It's probably nobody. We're always the latest on Tuesday nights.
We are.
Not always, but more often than not.
Is Critter Vision up tonight? Nobody's on.
Chubies is up. Wait, what's he building? But then there's
Doggo
Critter
Does a
Vision
Flip is
and
lubing.
Wait, who is?
Doggo Does a Flip is lubing.
Lubing.
But it's been a while since we've gone to Critter
So I'm
Vision.
looking at, well, but there may be others that are. See, the problem with this making me watch ads is that it takes time. That's silly. Thank you guys.
We love you guys too.
T-Wheels.
And everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with
I hope
us
your
today.
girlfriend is loving that board. It isn't just you. Nice. Dog hair, don't care. You're lubing right now. Nice. That's what I do a lot of the time.
She loves it.
She loves it. Yeah. Okay, so we
yes,
have.
we are.
Doggo.
Sapphire, yes, we are in Ling's
And we
Discord
have
server. We
Chubies.
also have our own Discord server.
Who do you guys want? Chubies or Doggo Does a Flip? It's awesome.
What is Chubies doing again?
Sapphire Links, we are on Langalandia's. Doggo is lubing, apparently. It doesn't look
Either
like
one.
he is. You're not following either, so give me someone new to follow. Okay, I really like Chubies, but I can't tell what he's doing. So we're gonna do Doggo Does a Flip. I have not actually watched Doggo Does a Flip, so I am both gonna follow and send you all his way. Thank you guys so much. We'll give some viewership to a fellow streamer, and hopefully it turns out really well. I'll hang out there for just a little bit and listen. I actually need to invoice a customer and get ready to ship his board. I love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out and being a part of this. Hardy Bears.
Yeah, Party bears.
Oh
Love you
man,
guys.
Jeff's got
Have
me
a good
doing it
night.
now.
Yeah, he does. He's gonna have us all doing it now.
Yeah, it's just a thing.
It's like microvision. It just took off.
It did.
Microscope.
It's just a thing. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Night.
Bye.
Oh wow, thank you so much for the raid. With a party of 69. Thank you so much for the follows. Thank you, I am you for the follow, the host, and the raid. Thank you, T Rose 14 for the follow. Thank you, Nano. Thank you, T Rose for 14 for the follow. Thank you, T Rose for 14 for the follow. Thank you, T Rose for 14 for the follow. Thank you, T Rose for 14 for the follow. Thank you, T Rose for 14 for the follow. Thank you, T Rose for 14 for the follow. Thank you, T Rose for 14 for the follow. Thank you, T Rose for 14 for the follow. Thank you, T Rose for 14 for the follow. Thank you, T Rose for 14 for the follow. Thank you, T Rose for 14 for the follow. Thank you, T Rose for 14 for the follow. Thank you, T Rose for 14 for the follow. Thank you, T Rose for 14 for the follow. Thank you, T Rose for 14 for the follow. Thank you, T Rose for 14 Thank you, T-Rose14 for the follow. Thank you. Thanks, Epsilon T. Oh my god. The word of the day is antithetical. I am me, you are you. Hi. What's up? What's going on? Thank you all for joining. Thank you, Keebnoob, for the follow. Thank you, Pratt Penguino. Arthroptimus Prime. Arthrotimus Prime? Thanks, man. Yeah, it's going pretty well. I'm just seeing some